Hello and welcome everybody to the Arkansas Activities Association High School Rocket League Championship here on the Play Versus channel. I'm Danger Taco, and alongside me is Tugboat. We're going to be taking you through today's action as we got our final two teams duking it out for a championship.
Final two here, number 1 seed, number 3 seed. Number 3 seed making it on in here, very excited for it. We got Cabot Panthers and Dardanelle. But first, folks, I want to talk to you about one of the organizations that make competitions just like this one possible. That, of course, is Play versus Recruit. Yes! Are you still figuring out what's next after high school? Well, kind of, Danger Taco, I am. What if gaming could take you there? Play versus Recruit is a free platform that connects you directly with collegiate esports programs across the U.S. and Canada. Get discovered, get recruited, and turn your passion into your path. You can sign up over there at playversus.com /recruit. Esports, not just a hobby, it is a collegiate opportunity. What a brave new world. What an amazing new situation. Danger Talk folks can get a little bit of scholarship money, go forth, play a little bit of esports.
Yes, and it is really unthinkable to have that come into mind, because in the very beginning we had just like small little like nickel and dime merit scholarships that you could go with, and then occasionally be like, okay, well, here's a little bit something for esports. But now we have actual players going to school on half tuition, full tuition scholarships, even the few schools that are oh so daring to offer even more than that, give you guys a full ride as an esports athlete, a digital athlete, if you will. So definitely something you want to get involved with. But as we mentioned, yes, we do have our final 2 squads for the AAA Rocket League Championship. It is Cabot, it is Dardanelle, our first and third seed battling through Panthers versus Sand Lizards. You know, a battle often seen in nature, I would assume, somewhere. Maybe in Arkansas. I don't know. If you guys have Panthers and Sand Lizards, the ecosystem's crazy out there. But regardless, these teams have been kind of going through it. They're both 7-1. They both had to kind of grind it out. But Cabot coming through with a 4-0 victory in the semifinals. So certainly our favorites coming in here. But as you know from Play versus Championships, you know, no one's guaranteed to secure those victories.
It's a very, very good point. 4-0 in the semifinals tells me this squad is able to operate under pressure and whatnot, especially 23-5 map record throughout the regular season, obviously 7-1. That means they, in 2 other maps, right, or 2 other games, maybe a 3-2. It's the only time they actually went forth to drop them out outside of their loss. 23-9 from Dardanelle, obviously very impressive within its own right, but this is a win-loss or map record that little more fits the bill for a number 3 seed.
Yes, and of course, we want to thank the people that are able to bring these players together, because these players are playing on LAN, which is great to hear, and part of that is possible because of partners like Zenny, what I'm wearing actually right now, because, as you might know, because you're watching it, the road to the Play vs. Cup has begun. The best high school teams across the U.S. and Canada will once again gather to determine who is the best of the best and crown an ultimate champion. So thank you so much to our Play vs. Cup sponsor, Zenny. Use code PLAYVERSE at checkout for 10% off your order site-wide at zenny.com. I'm rocking Zennies right now. I get compliments about them all the time. If you're not even someone who wears real glasses like I am often, these are blue light tinted shades to help you, you know, kind of wind down a little bit, and also prevent that eye strain, because sometimes that is a thing when you spend a lot of time in front of the screen. Like these gamers, but more so out of practice. They're high school students. They got homework. They got responsibilities. They got outside athletics, but for right now, they have only one objective, Tug. It's taking home the trophy. It's a best of 7 here to determine who is the best high school digital athlete squad coming in here on the state of Arkansas for the AAA conference.
Yes, undying honor and glory awaits us at the end of this best-of-7 longer series, of course, here for the finals to top on into it. Dardanelle, want to give a shout-out to the coaching staff. That's Bradley Linton and Lauren Taylor. Want to give a shout-out to Cabot. That is Joseph Maxwell, providing their free time, maybe even more on the weekends and whatnot, Danger Taco, to go forth and make sure these young folks have fantastic esports opportunities and are supported thusly.
And so being able to get into games like this, I mean, this is a little stressful, particularly because sometimes this is the first time they've ever played on LAN. You're so used to playing kind of in your esports facility, maybe in front of just like a small little bit of your classmates, or maybe just by yourselves, or maybe just at home on your own PC setup. But then you randomly will be able to have an opportunity like this, be able to show off and be able to be on stage together. And that can be a little daunting. So I would expect game 1 to be a little rough around the edges as everyone tries to get warm up, get used to a different setup. And right now it seems pretty clear by Dardanelle. Thing is, ball's not out of their half yet.
Ooh, almost a really lucky bounce right there, but I have to agree with what you're talking about, Danger Taco. The lights, the sounds, the pressures of LAN environment. You got to think about all the folks that might be in the crowds right now. You're pretty much guaranteed to have plenty of friends, classmates, right? Parents, older siblings perhaps, younger siblings, lovers, enemies, right? People you're going to be playing against, everything, right?
I mean, yeah, hypothetically, if you're watching your opponents play,
Nice.
is Brayden going to get a start here, coming out on early and doing it in style, has a reset, doesn't really use it until the very end. Little wave dash pop there. The defense was not expecting that.
Yeah, that was going to be Brayden here for Cabot. Finally breaking the seal. First score, about a minute 15 into this one. I think exactly what you were talking about, right? These teams maybe taking a little bit of time to get to scoring. That is also frequently how these games won in a best of 7 goes. Try for a little fancy footwork across the middle of the pitch. Not going to happen so easily.
Lyrics and Gami both going to go up for it, but only one of them can actually get there. They're going to choose neither, as unfortunately they have to bail out. Now, here comes Austin and Braden. Another combo play through the skies. And that's exactly why you're looking at a first seed right there in the bracket.
Gotta agree. Austin puts this up. Braden hits him right in the numbers and gets this perfectly slotted in between the two. Braden with their second. Fireworks started twice as they punched their ticket.
Having a 100% shooting percentage from Braden, that's the way you want to start things off, and maybe could even enhance even further. That was quite the ambitious effort, so will not click in, but that's where Dardanelle can maybe get on forward and play for their own advantage. Can't get that dunk on the sidewall, so Tommy instead just going to escort that one to the sideline. 50 set in place. Austin not only gets the 50, but has a lead blocker as well. Luckily, Gami for Dardanelle able to make that save away.
Almost everything the doctor ordered right there, but yes, like you said, the brick wall defense from Dardanelle, they've let 2 through already. A 3-0 lead at halftime seems a little bit more oppressive than you really want to have to deal with, and I'm not going to call it a lucky kick, a fantastic hit and a better touch off of Austin to makes that 3-0 reality, not just a talked about. Fantastically done. Yep.
The free flip to be able to get underneath that, get a little tap up and over, that is an incredibly difficult thing to time, and Austin makes it look oh so easy. Poor defense just couldn't see it coming, came from the blind side of the ball cam, and that is how the cookie crumbles sometimes when you're trying to play predictive. If the team is playing so fast, it is unpredictable, and right now, I would say maybe not completely unforeseen that Cabot is going to be able to march out to a lead. They are our top team despite having that matching 7-1 record. They've been coming into this bracket and really just taking names and kicking a lot of rear.
A couple uncharacteristic misses right there. It turned into a shot attempt. Last player back has to field this one, and if there was a couple more Cabot members collapsed on into this in the offensive third, I think they definitely would have been able to take advantage of this. It just comes a little bit later from Sun Fury. From on high, Sun Fury, who'd have guessed it?
And being able to get another crash, and everybody getting a little representation, every single player on at Cabot High School getting their goal on through. And
nice.
It also just shows, everyone can be relied on. You're able to actually chase these plays down. You're able to make sure you're crashing the boards, because that's something I see a lot in some of these teams, is that they are in good positions, but they hesitate just a little bit on some of these challenges, and because of that, they miss out on a lot of opportunities. Meanwhile, the aggression from Cabot showing exactly why you want to get right on top of that. Lyrics is trying to get on top of it, but unfortunately, he's going to get bumped on the sideline and won't be able to get forward. Dardanelle trying to set up camp on some offense.
Gotta say, Cabot's just doing a fantastic job whenever they do get clears or even passers. Even if there's not a clear passing lane, they just put this ball into places where Dardanelle simply is not. A lot of physical play in a 2v2 for a couple of seconds. That's not a true angle. Pretty close to it. And if you're on the defense, you're going to be remembering this one. Still respecting these shooters. Top bar and in! Austin finds another.
Another excellent finish there. Austin and Braden also flexing the Season 19 SSL tournament winner, which means they have won 3 different SSL tournament rank tournaments, which is
nice.
Really impressive, but also pretty intimidating when you come down to the fact that you are playing in a championship. You face off against Dardanelle, and they're saying, okay, well, we're going to have to stop these guys through the sky. That is where they excel. 2 goals each for that striking duo. Tommy will therefore try and set something up with an excellent 50. Unfortunately, it's just a little bit behind Tommy Fakes, and we'll have another blue side clear.
I love to see things like this, because up until that Danger Taco, we didn't really see too many drawn-up passing plays. Tommy almost fits the bill down bottom against a defense that I just don't think was anticipating stuff like that. It's always, even if it's a 5-0 with 50 seconds left, which is definitely possible, but very unlikely, it's things like this that make me happy to see perhaps a premonition of things to come in future games in this best of 7.
Yeah, big thing right now, I'd say, for Dardanelle is make sure you tighten things up in the backfield. Honestly, I don't really mind if players have a lot of saves in a game, so long as they're able to at least stay somewhat level. I think the issue here is that they're trying to play fast, dynamic, and trying to play at pace, but the thing is, Cabot has things a little more figured out right now, so therefore, I think if they're able to build that solid foundation in the backfield, they can move on forward. But right now, Dardanelle's just trying to get out of their own way as much as they are trying to get out of their opponents. A lot of bump play. And that physical play combined with some clinical finishing means that Cabot is going to stroll to a clean 5-0 to open up our series with the dub.
I'm still not going to give up till the whistle goes. Do love this one. But yeah, mildly Monumental numbers. Not going to mildly monumental. What a contradictory statement, Danger Taco. But I'm just looking at these shots attempted. 11 out from Cabot, 4 from Dardanelle, and one of them Tommy Fakes that we saw taking a couple of different passes. Puts up no shots on goal right here. This was an impressive situation for Cabot in game number 1. No other way around it.
Yes, and being able to get these shots off, but more importantly, get those finishes, because oftentimes that is the struggle a lot of high aggression teams do have within Rocket League. You're able to put the ball on target or pressure the other team, but then you're actually not able to get I would say a more venomous hit on target past the defense and a good placement, but that was not an issue. They were just putting it on with pace. There was a lot of dynamic approaches. It wasn't just, okay, we're going to go for a demo every single time. We're going to go for flicks. We're going to try to bait you in. No, they were going through the sky. They were going through the physical play. They were going through some combinations on the pre-jump. Like, there's a lot of craziness going on from Cabot. So clearly a lot of chemistry. So shout out to the coaching staff for making sure that not only can you get all these players' strengths on one squad, but make sure they all work together. That's what I'm looking for from Dardanelle. They were not completely helpless in these scenarios. I think they just did not expect maybe to meet a team this quick, this early on.
Yeah, and this is also a bit of a snowball into an avalanche situation, right? Once you're down 2-0, 3-0, something else like this, it's going to be throw everything that you can in the kitchen sink into an offense. That's not really what we saw. We did not see a flurry of scoring against Dardanelle in the last, sub 60 or so within that one. Like I said, played to the whistle, played good, clean Rocket League all the way through, did not result in a scoreline they would have liked. Regardless, a longer series like this tells me there's plenty more opportunities. Well, not ideal situations, but they do get the initial kick out. Sun Fury finishes this one off, and 15 seconds in, we have Cabot with another lead.
Yeah, a little bit of second man, third man gap right there, which often does happen when you're trying to get onto a read. Couldn't quite be read by Tommy Fakes, and unfortunately Gabi left alone. Braden knows exactly what to do. Just get a hook shot, maximal power. Doesn't go in, but that's why you have your second man coming up through the counterattack. So the offense is going to continue, and Braden's going to continue to also chuck shots right on target. This one a lot more doable for Tommy Fakes. Not only get the first one, but the pass downfield, excellently done. Bounce into a dangerous area, even with the deflection, still swept away.
Fantastically done. An even better shot. Once again, ringing off the side post here. Braden going to find their first after absolutely rocketing down. No boost necessary as well. You see that, Danger Taco? And that little side boost at 100. Keep it. Don't need it.
And being able also to get that flick forward and then land right on the backboard, not rush it, and understand, okay, that might be off the post, but it's fine. I'll be there to get my own putback. No teammate input required. Gami's going to try and get his own input. That could be a double tap if Braden's not careful. He's not going to get it, but neither will Gami off the post. Such a brutal rejection. Play's not done, though. Lyrics on the putback, and that's what we're talking about from Dardanelle.
Fantastically done. 3 scores, first 60. Not all 3 of them going the way of Cab, but though this one getting in there, and that is just over the nose of Braden. They get a front row seat to the first goal that Dardanelle scores in just about 6 minutes of Rocket League. Danger Taco.
And that's what I'm talking about. I mean, you can make any play into a goal-scoring opportunity if you're just able to crash the net or be able to balance out, get past the defender, but also getting inside the post. Tommy Fakes inches away from getting a quick equalizer.
Almost a quick double up right there, Danger Taco. That's exactly what Dardanelle had been looking for, and they're getting right back into the offense. To the corner they go. 50 lost. Austin bringing this one all the way out. He doesn't have boost. They're going to know it, and it's going to be a more methodical block. Top post again, utilizing these corners to try and dead this ball. Now Austin sends it to the other one. Big boost picked up along the way. The drought of boost continues for Dardanelle.
Good awareness from Tommy, getting a one dunk, almost getting another one. Brain doing well to channel that one away from danger, but then here comes the next part of the danger. Gami from the ceiling, no contact, but that delay means Lyrics has an opening. That deflection of Sun Fury, he's got to get in a foot race, and he's going to win it, picking cherries downfield.
Fantastically done. Taking a look at the numbers ever so briefly, Braden, 4 shots already. Crazy stuff. Sun Fury, 2 shots, 2 goals. The 100% efficiency continues. And 2 out of 3 of these for Cabot are assisted. Tommy Fakes, Lyrics, Gami. This is definitely a more even-handed game, down by 2, so plenty of time. Plenty of time. Taking it through the skies. Ooh, just immediately pocket picked. Somebody call the cops.
It can be so brutal, too, because it feels like everything's in line. You got the reset, but then the defender just gets a little bit of an angle on you, and you can't really get the touch you're looking for. Same with Lyrics there, but he's able to make up for it. A little bit of a semi-pinch off the ground. And then be able to rebuild from Gami. Excellent pop over Austin. Left a little helpless. That's a reset. It's delayed, and yet Austin times it well. Tommy on the putback. And Dardanelle learning their lesson from game one. You cannot shy away from an opportunity.
No, you cannot. Austin, fantastically done. Might want to have gotten that a little bit more to the corner, but it's just a fantastic pickup right there. Tommy fakes from Gami, and that's what we talk about, playing until the whistle. You know, even if the initial shot is missed, still plenty of opportunity afterwards. 15 seconds outside of halftime, we have a game on our hands, Danger Taco.
I mean, ultimately, I think Dardanelle is capitalizing on being, one, a bit more confident, which is great because I've seen many a team fall behind in game one, and then they come into game two almost a little bit gun shy. They don't want to actually take any chances, but sometimes you got to get someone to block in front of the net here. This is absolute pandemonium in front of the Dardanelle net, and yet it is still out for now. Braden, he wants another bite of the apple, but Lyrics is saying absolutely not. Put it down and wait until your next attack. Is Austin trying to salvage something but can't quite wrap around?
Flipping, twisting, and turning, can't quite get on top of it. They're going to have to replace the posts here. Well, no post necessary on that one. Austin A will not be denied for what seemed like the 50th time in about 60 seconds. Their previous offensive drive pretty crazy. Then they just kind of stretch the defense a little bit more, right? Dardanelle tries to get into the offense, tries to cheat up a little bit. Pretty much left the lone man on the island and behind. 2 minutes to go. Still plenty of time, again, which is exactly what we want to see. Braden, nice pickup.
We will have Tommy Fakes be able to get your open hit, but that's exactly what Braden and Austin are waiting for. In fact, simultaneously, a little bit of double commit. Awkward play for Gami to then pick up as they're going to play at low 50. I like it a lot. I like that even more. Problem is he's going to get tagged. He's sent all the way back downfield. Hey, free rotation in the corner. Why not? Gami's going to get his very own clear that is going to have on the end of it. But now we have a little bit of a volleyball situation. Back and forth, these longer hits trying to stretch the defense, see who's truly ready. With that demo, no one was ready for that one. Braden gets his second.
Talk about purchasing a goal with a demo and some physical play immediately. Look at that. Yeah, got me. Eyes on the ball, and there is an assassin on the pitch. Three score differentials, exactly 30 seconds per goal just to tie this one on up. And physical play ruling the day for Cabot right there. Dardanelle really brought it towards the end of last game. It might have been a little more attitude situation than anything else.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you can still get your goals back. That's a great touch by Lyrics. I don't know if he's going to be able to get there, as that one will inevitably be saved to the side. Highly unfortunate, but hey, sometimes that does happen. You need all the boost in your tank at any moment, because even on the breakaways, you can still have that recovery potential from your opponent. And yet, Gami playing some angles. That's a geometry student right there.
Gotta love it. Gami with geometry. We'll count it as rhyming, right? Taking a look at this one. Gami, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 saves, and 3 shots. Talk about a well-rounded player, or a even angle. I don't know. I lost it.
There's only so many things we can reference geometry. Been a while since I took that. I think it was 8th grade for me. I don't even know. But I do know Austin is not to be messed with the open field. Everybody on Cabot with 2 goals. They're really spreading the wealth.
Geometry, economics, whatever. This Cabot squad is doing a fantastic job, yes. And then, what is this? 14 total shots for this Cabot squad. No, there's not any player that's just been completely, putting time out when it comes to the offensive opportunities for Dardanelle. But yes, Cabot has continued to kind of display their dominance, especially right now, when it comes to getting into the sky. Lyrics coming up for it, blocks, but we just didn't really see as much of that in game numero uno.
Yeah, I think Cabot, I wouldn't even call it high risk. It's just that I will say Dardanelle is getting really good angles on these challenges. The issue is trying to chain that continuously. We saw actually when the play was a little bit closer, the 4th goal coming through from Cabot was really just about locking Dardanelle in their half, and then eventually, I would say many a team is guilty of this, they get a little over-eager. They're like, oh, finally, we can get out. They send 2 players forward, and then it gets thrown right back in their face. They can't get back in time, and it goes on through. It is a common tale for a reason that eventually pressure builds, and you just can't hold back the torrential flood coming from the dam. Cabot with their 7th, closing out game number 2.
Yeah, speaking of well-rounded players, we're talking about again, 4 saves, 6 shots on 3 goals, throw an assist to boot. Austin doing darn near everything, excuse me. There's Joseph Maxwell, got to be happy about that one, as we'll be pushing this one into game number 3. Something about, obviously the score difference about the same, 5-0 in game number 1, 4 score difference in game number 2, but this second game, especially how the majority of it lived within a very, very reasonable score difference until the past 90 seconds or so, really made me feel like Dardanelle still has got plenty of an opportunity within this best-of-7 series. I will say, if this is a best-of-5, we'd be staring at series point right now, and that just wouldn't really felt super great. We always love to watch these young folks and these esports athletes go forth and market improvement from game to game, right? We as casters always want, Game 7 barn burners and overtime and everything else like that, but Dardanelle is really setting this up for some extra Rocket League.
Yes, historically, when you do have a team that's shooting 33%, you're hitting that threshold. It's exactly where you want to be around. That's like a good, 40% three-point percentage type of thing within a basketball context. But for the most part, when you are shooting that well, it's pretty good. And honestly, I think the scoreline is highly deceptive. I was a huge fan of what Dardanelle displayed in Game 2. Obviously, Cabot is just a momentum-based team. Once you give them an inch, they're going to take about 10 miles from you by putting a lot of shots on target. But Dardanelle improved really wholesale over what we saw in Game number 1. I think, again, they need to capitalize on that. Be decisive, get on these reads, but also understand that sometimes breaking out of defense isn't just being quick and getting the ball first. Sometimes it is about taking those moments once or twice to say, actually, let's take a quick little step back. Let's make sure we can actually touch the ball clear, get our boost first, and then start to go up. Because I feel like the only time that I truly saw them in trouble is when they were trying to get ahead of themselves and say, no, let's quickly break into offense before they're really truly ready to do so.
Gotta agree with you. We also saw a couple whenever you have these Cabot long, suspended offensive possessions, they're always cutting to the corners immediately afterwards, pick up not just those little dimes, but the dollars in the corners and even at the sides, and just absolutely starving out this Dardanelle squad. Trying to conserve one of the very few resources that you have within Rocket League, which is your boost, might be recipes for success in Game 3 and on in this best-of-7 series.
Yes, and so going forward, I think Dardanelle, again, just needs to keep in mind all of those tiny things that tend to go right and also tend to go wrong within a series like this. I think for right now, we can say pretty decisively, Cabot feels a lot more comfortable in the air. They have players pre-jumping each other. They're going for a lot of flip resets, air dribbles, trying to drag them through. I don't know how it's going to look when they start adding air dribble bumps into that. They have not quite yet. I think they're trying to probably go for more clips than anything else, but I can see an avenue for sure where Dardanelle gets back into this. I think if you're looking just at the scoreline and not how we get to those score lines, it definitely can be deceptive. I see a future in which Dardanelle, if they just lock in, play a solid 4 or 5 minutes within Game 3, we could be seeing a cut into this lead. But of course, Cabot's not really too concerned about that. They're looking to go up onto match point here and potentially go for a second straight sweep in this playoff bracket on the way to getting their trophy. So let's get right into it, see how this one transpires.
Best in Arkansas being determined here, Rocket League style, in either 2 more games or as many as 4 more games, excuse me. Nope, that was game number 2. Sorry, I can't count. Sir, it's mildly early over here. I'll blame it on that.
Well, sometimes, we got to re-educate ourselves. Caster math is a thing for a reason, as Tommy Fake's going to be able to get the ball into the ceiling. That will be a temporary slowdown, but that's where you got to get the second one. A little bit of miscommunication on that one. A team bump on the backboard. Brayden wasn't as ready for it, much like right now. Dardanelle's trying their best to get ready for the next one. How about a bump out of the first one? Got to shut down Austin on the goal line. 0 boost, but they still get it done.
Backwards pass to Brayden. This is exactly what they needed to do in this moment. Tipper down, Austin there. That's just a little bit to the outside. Lyrics out to Gami. Lyrics going to pay for that one. Just a simple little pass. Like a demo, man, just for that one. Ground pinch, forcing Austin to respond quickly. Forcing the hand of the defense doesn't really seem like it's ever going to be a bad thing within Rocket League, DT. Danger Taco.
And sometimes you just throw the ball on target, even if it's not necessarily something that's going to blow the defense's mind. It is something that forces them to address it. It's why I say if you can get a chance for a shot, sometimes instead of trying to put it perfectly on target, just make sure you force a save, kind of like that one. Sun Fury, not the best placement, but it does its job. Surprising the defense. Excellent setup by Austin.
It's a good point, right? As far as the placement, put this right. Both of those players had an honest opportunity at that one. Hindsight 2020, pre-flip up to it, but regardless, a fast one and the first strike coming for Cabot about 1:20 into this one. Given Danger Taco that this was happening 15, 30 seconds in earlier, I'd still call this a W. 1 score difference, completely doable.
Yeah, and right now I would say Dardanelle needs to make sure they are locked in on the comms, a couple double commits every once in a while. I think sometimes when you're not used to this level of pressure, you tend to go silent because you're focusing so hard on making sure you're getting the right read, that you're taking off properly, you're getting all the boosts. And the thing is, it does slow you down because therefore you have to wait to get out of the way of your teammates, or we have to get a 50 there. Lyric's so close on that one, but still going to get dusted over the top. Now they got to watch out for Braden on the counter. He's going to slap Tommy Fakes in the goal, but luckily, the rest of the Dardanelle squad able to still get this clear and will somewhat reset the rotation.
Long sustained offenses. This is what Dardanelle wanted to avoid, allowing Cabot to get set up for. This ball has not left this third of the pitch in quite a while. And those corners have not been lighting up super often. Maybe an opportunity right here. Sunfury kicks this off. Does get it to a teammate here, so it's not disastrous. Runs out of boost in the air, comes in for a little bit of physical play. Braden not willing to come off this ball for even a second. Cornered out, sets it up for the teammate, but Austin should be able to take this off back wall, and they do. Gets it to mid-pitch and more.
Austin doing a good job of extending that one out, and that is the beauty of being able to air dribble. It's used on offensive threat, but also in defense. It buys you time for everyone to get reset, and you can tell with Cabot, even when they're a little disheveled, they just need a little bit more boost in the tank, get an air dribble out, everyone resets, and that is, I think, why they are so incredibly stable. Obviously, they have mechanics, but of course, so does Tommy. That's a cute little flick, and that beats out everybody on the back line.
Fantastically done. Just, this seems eventually like a shake the tree enough times and eventually something's going to come out. Dardanelle's offense is not just, I mean, earlier on they were obviously getting the ball taken away. That's just not a situation they've lived in anymore. Tied ball game, 2 minutes to go. Let's go.
And also, this is really showing, I mean, Cabot does seem to have the rank advantage when it comes to at least the tags within the game that these players are using. But the one thing from Dardanelle is that their fundamentals are solid. They're getting their bumps, they're getting their reads, and more importantly, stuff like that from Tommy Fakes. They're in a situation where they just need a quick beat over that first defender, and because Cabot doesn't see it coming, that quick flick completely undoes basically the entire rotation. So Dardanelle can keep it going, especially with solid 50s and chows like that, nearly finding a rocket off the deflection.
It's either the best noise in Rocket League or the worst, depending on if you're on offense or on defense. Post showing up for that one, puts it over 2 players, neither with a whole lot of boost. Tommy realizes the real objective here. And right now, you don't see anything really glowing. A whole lot of boost to get this done. Austin doesn't need it to put this off the sidewall and completely traverse this pitch in the blink of an eye. Crazy stuff. Sunfury puts this up across the middle. Great job getting out of Gami's way. Like, they had nose on ball and were carrying this perfectly.
And sometimes it's all comms as well. Someone's saying, hey, don't worry, I have more momentum. I can take that off. And you just got to say, no, leave it. I got it. Just follow up the next one. And that's the same one for Austin. He's going to lay it right down to Braden. He was ready and waiting on the back post. Lead restored for Cabot.
Great job. Yeah, just rounded around the boards enough time. 2 players kind of going in for this one. And even put it kind of like on the bumper of a Dardanelle defender. Down low, 45 seconds. What do you do, Dardanelle? This is the best sub-60 situation they've been in yet, though, Danger Taco. Easy!
Easy as you like, especially off the restart. It is a goal-scoring opportunity, especially with a read like that. Poor Braden was thinking, it's probably not too low. It'll probably come straight back out. Nope, the little pop fools even the best of us. And certainly you can put Braden in that category. He has been leading his team in points for most of these squad games, but hey, that's why Dardanelle is in this grand final, because they can go punch for punch and even dunk for dunk. That's a monstrous read coming in from Lyrics. Can Gami get on this one? No. Just a little too close, but not enough momentum.
First time, at least, that I've gone to check this as well. Shots attempted. Advantage Dardanelle. 4 for them, 3 for Cabot, distributed as evenly as you can. I smell a little overtime action. I smell it. I feel it. I want it.
I think, again, Lyrics and company got to be careful about being a little too aggressive. Those 2 players turning up in the midfield, if one of them gotten beat, that could have been an easy counter. But, hey, you never really know, especially with Gami on the ball. Steals that mid-boost. That's a big deal because there comes the back post shot. Sunfury gets a save. Still not done. Back into the mixer. Gami and Lyrics have a look at it, but they can't quite angle it on target. One of the best performances we've seen in regulation from Dardanelle. We're going to have to go to extra innings to see if they can pull it through.
A fantastic job on that, not just getting here, Dardanelle, given there was a 5-0 and 7-3 across games 1 and 2 respectively. Just to get here, We look for market improvement. I don't know how else you define this one. Gami, corner, tries to get it over one, cannot. Austin gets it over the second here, almost gets it over the third. Lyrics avoiding disaster.
Fortunately, a couple misses. Braden trying to be the hero here, getting a reset. Excellent timing from Gami. Tommy Fake's got to be careful. Absolutely nothing in the tank, but he has at least got the positioning as the resource is starting to run dry. Gami takes a 50. Going to go backwards. Braden's going to salvage it. Sun Fury going to chuck it deep, and yet a little bit wide. Chance to grab boost and take it out. But again, this Cabot pressure, they do not want to let their opponents out of their half, but fundamentally, there will be an opening, and Gami can therefore jump right into it as Braden is trying to shut the door.
Takes that one away. Tommy's able to pick up this loose ball in the back. Just a tiny little bumper hit, and you see what that does right there. It doesn't always have to be a 100-mile-an-hour demo. Speaking of demo, Gami searching for it just a tiny bit too high. This goal is another inch higher. Maybe that would have bounced in. Demo plays. Braden against that one. Tries to walk the dog. Gami, brick wall.
Now they got to shut that down again. Another deflection. Braden actually takes it out of the middle. And with a deflection, Austin's going to have to hold this one up. He cannot shoot it, but that's fine because he did his job. Now getting back on goal is Austin. That one a little wide. He doesn't know, so he'll just challenge immediately. And now here comes Braden lurking. Back post. Gami up as well. Gets his touch, but then where's the follow? Sun Fury. High lob. Tommy Fakes doesn't got it. Lyrics got to look at this one, and Gami again will come to the rescue.
We can tell that Austin had boosted like nobody else on your screen didn't. Austin obviously can. Maybe a different story if they'd have known this one to the middle. Oh, man, Gami. Was Gami trying to set it up for a teammate, trying to backflip back to that to really set this up down low for a teammate?
I played enough hours to guarantee that Gami thought that was the only thing he had to shoot and then didn't realize in time. Because sometimes even with comms, like, hey, leave it, I got it, you just can't react in time. Kind of like this one from Braden. Got to make sure Lyrics reacts, and yet he will be able to get that save. Dardanelle playing so well. That was their golden opportunity, but I don't blame him. It can be so tough to lock in that moment. Braden trying to lock in on this one off the bar as Sunfury's trying his best to put it back, but no double for him.
It's just a clear to the left side. Braden's going to be able to pick this up, but I'd consider that a W for the defense, given the amount of pressure that they were facing just a couple of seconds ago. Lyrics flips under this one. Everybody hits the brakes here between Tommy and Gami. Had to get this one. Tommy Fakes put this on point, and teammates were just dashing down the left side corner. Pick up boost and get into position. Lyrics, uncharacteristic, bouncing miss. Neither player goes for that one.
Lyrics in a little wrong-footed, and that's what happens. You can put up a lot of resistance, and yet Cabot will find a way. Our most even game by far. Again, Dardanelle getting so close, but the mechanical quality of Cabot still being able to power through. They're on to match point.
Yep, the 3-0 as of right now for Cabot does not feel like that after the first two games. Fantastically done. Taking a look at the numbers. Yeah, so Cabot did actually come out with more shots attempted, 10 versus the 8 on the other side right here, but an electrifying match. I think it says everything that Gami actually had the most points. No goals, 1 assist, 3 saves, and a trio of shots as well. A well-rounded Dardanelle squad that is showing up in the most crucial of times. Right now, we are going on into serious point here, but Dardanelle has shown me that they have the skills to push this to more than just 4 games. Danger Taco.
And if you notice, a lot of it is just coming from the fact that they're being decisive. A lot of these aerials, I can even like grimace a little bit, or at least kind of like, I don't really know, but they pull it off because they're fully committing to their read. They're playing off each other a lot better. And honestly, if not for just a highly unfortunate bounce that was in the region of 2 different players, I really well could have seen that being a Dardanelle OT winner, or at the end of regulation being able to bang that one through, because they had some opportunities where they were just a little bit off. But the thing at the from the coaching staff perspective, or at least from the mental management that you have to have as players, is taking all of the good of that game and saying, hey, that was our best offensive opportunity, and then trying to ignore the emotional issue of 1, that was still lost though, and 2, now we got a reverse sweep to be able to take home this trophy. So Dardanelle having to win 4 straight games to take this away from our #1 seed in the bracket.
Happens one game at a time. Play that Rocket League game in front of you, and everybody's found that is one of the best mentalities to take into a reverse sweep type situation. Austin gets it past 1. Here on the back, Tommy kind of looking for big boost there. If they had taken this aerially and that clear was or that was more of a pass instead of a clear, maybe we'd have seen our first goal.
And Ty fakes off the sidewall. I would say that's a mistake, but it is still a back pass all the way over to Sun Fury, who then has a chance to ricochet that one middle. Not going to get that contact, but there goes the clear from Gami. Austin chucking that one right back in, and then we're right back to mid as well. So some decent speed coming out here in the beginning of game 4, as Dardanelle actually has a great opportunity to get a double here. That's an angle and a half. He tries his best, can't quite slot it.
Tommy, hindsight 2020, but a quarter second sooner reaction down low, maybe opportunity slotted bottom right-hand corner. Gami is trying to stop this one, and so what? They're trying to stop it, push it this like around the corner instead of actually more so like popping this against the corner. You wanted that one down low, rolling right. Is what it is. First score, 60 seconds in. We were also just kind of in this situation, right? Dardanelle knows how to handle it.
Yeah, things like this can be so irritating to be able to play through because it feels like everything's all together. It feels like things are going clean, and then just out of nowhere, the ball just gets shot, and you're like, wait, why would you shoot it from that angle? And that's how it goes on through. Here comes another one, though. Tommy fakes more than ready for it off the bar.
And Braden's helping out the teammates by just starting off with 2 demos, right? How else do you guarantee a one-on-one against the net, Danger Taco? You tell me.
Demos are a good way to go forward. Honestly, it's something I would actually love to see from Dardanelle. I think they're doing fine on their own, but right now it's situations like that where they're occupying a similar zone. It's why comms are so important to tell your teammates what you got going on, who's available to get what, and also who can drop it down. That is gorgeous from Gami, and that is a beautiful goal from the Sand Lizards.
There you go. Yeah, these Panthers let one in. Tied game. This is also a little bit of a situation like Post has been playing for the underdog so far in this series. Cabot has absolutely rocketed those posts. Always kicked out in an ideal angle for the offense in that situation. Dardanelle comes out on top of that one. We got a tied game.
Braden backboard. No one's jumping for that one up until the very last second. It's Gami seemingly always in the mix when they need a clutch play. Lyric's also trying to follow suit. That's a cute touch pass one. He's got to get a flick in middle. It'll be a possession play, which Tommy Fakes will get all of that 50. Problem is they're going to have to hand it off. Nice touch by Gami, unfortunately. A little too high. Definitely had Sun Fury beat.
Austin got the boost to get downfield. Got the moves to get across a couple, but it's always that third player back. Dardanelle's not going to let him forget about it. Up to it. Gami. Perfectly timed jump on it, but now maybe the defense a little bit lacking. One-on-one. Got to get past it, and does. Austin cashes the ticket again.
And it's really prettily done by Austin. Gets a soft touch, knows he's setting himself up for 1v1 at that point. It's not about really being able to just dominate your opponent. You're just trying to get it slightly over top of them. And Tommy's in an interesting situation where I understand rushing that one. You want to make sure you get right in the face of these players to make sure that they have to go as fast as possible.
Oh.
And sometimes stuff like that happens. Poor Tommy Fakes trying to play fast and get out of the way.
This feels like the same mistake, right? Just not, like maybe not that crucial little half second taken before this kickoff right here. I feel like this easily could have been 2-1, but kickoff goals goes the way of Cabot. Back to a two-score differential for Dardanelle. Some would call it the most dangerous lead within the great game of Rocket League. So some may call it Cabot shutting the door.
Yeah, but some people also, when you get in the lead like this, they start to be like, all right, well, now we just have to play to not lose, and it results in you sitting back a little bit, maybe not diving in as you might want to. I say if it's not broke, don't fix it, and right there, that could have been very nearly that insurance goal they're looking for, but no, we'll keep on playing for a 2-goal advantage. Good comms by Gami, leaving that to Lyrics. I love the pass back. How about another 50? Rolling up and over. Braden should have this read, but he doesn't have the best angle. Gonna go straight down. Unfortunately, Gami is kind of in between, kind of that no man's land where he couldn't quite get the read off.
And this ball is kind of allowed to get to at least like mid-pitch or so. This is an offensive drive. If they score on this one, kind of an unforced error. Nice or clear. This one goes way out to mid-pitch and more. Sun Fury in the third man position, going to be able to get there. Flip reset and more as Austin gets fed the ball yet again. This is a dangerous situation if we've learned anything about this player.
Gami's going to go for the boost steal, but he's got to kind of leave that one. He doesn't have the angle to wrap back around. Maybe Lyrics does out of nowhere.
Nice.
Nobody on Cabot saw that coming. And wait a minute, Tug. This is now very much back in the realm of the possible. for our orange side. And a clutch play from Lyrics. He's had a quiet game up until now.
Maybe a little bit of what you're talking about, right? Cabot, not wanting to rest on their laurels here, but they have nobody even close to the back wall when you'd have that third player unaccounted for. Simple as that. A lot of this game, a lot of traditional sports, a lot of other esports, just simply knowing where you're at, and Lyrics punches their ticket yet again. A fantastic job. This came out of nowhere, spinning gold out of straw. Austin just did this to Lyrics, what was that, 90 seconds ago?
And that's what I'm saying, though, out of Cabot. You're seeing the rotation. If you look back at the replay, Austin and Braden have basically mirrored movements. They're just offset by about 15 meters back. The issue with that is that one flick, if you're close enough to beat both players, then you are in the wrong position. Not saying you play prevent defense, but maybe you just got to lock in on offense, get your lead back. Austin's not going to get it on this one. Gami and Tommy going to be able to combine on this one. Now here comes Braden trying to get this raid. He does not have the boost, so he's going to go for try number 2, which will also be turned aside. One more effort from Austin. Tommy's chasing him down.
Oh!
Saves the double. Sun Fury can't get it. And Lyrics and Austin, everybody just in a massive puddle for Lyrics to try to plow on through, but it's going to get bumped midway.
Braden also kind of just like jumps there like lackluster and happens to be exactly where they need to be. We are 20 seconds away from OT, a situation we just saw in game number 3. Series point, as a reminder, folks, for the side of Cabot. Braden twisting, lurking, cue the Jaws music, comes into it, and the defense holds strong.
Great bounce. Gami a little too early on it. It's not going to go below the bar. Final seconds. Are we destined for a second straight OT? I guess it's up to these players. Sun Fury, excellent dunk. Braden has absolutely nothing. Gami, just in case, gonna chuck that one wide. Still up in the corner. Lyrics, no touch, and probably for the best. Overtime as Dardanelle trying to kick off a reverse sweep, and Cabot trying to make sure that they can finalize their trophy lift.
That's the rule. If you do a reverse sweep, you have to start it in OT. Got to give the people what they want, Danger Taco. Braden, nice job keeping this one, playing the perfect part of the pitch where their enemies simply are not. Can't quite get the angle. Follow up. Sun Fury does it, and Cabot punches their ticket. They are the winners of the Arkansas Activities Association. That's AAA Rocket League.
And they get their trophy in a sweep, but it took some do. An excellent job by Dardanelle, but Cabot is going to finish it just the way they got to the dance as a team. 3-person passing play to lock it on through. Well done from the Panthers, and they can be very, very proud of having a fairly dominating run through this bracket, although the Sand Lizards of Dardanelle giving them an excellent run for their money. I gotta say, Dardanelle, if you guys got a couple freshmen, sophomore, juniors, got another year in you, I would love to see what this team looks like in a year's time.
Oh, 100%, right? All of the things that we look for in well-rounded Rocket League players, all 6 of these, you can check that box over and over again. And Cabot, that was really like a perfect, like you said, utilizing every single member on your team, you're pushing along sidewall, not just running it straight down mid and hoping for the best right here. Physical play as well. You don't have to demo everybody, just tiny, tiny little bumps, and that's going to be enough to get it past the brick wall that Dardanelle has been putting up. The second half of this best of 7, again, 5-0, 7-3 in games 1 and 2, but then you follow those up, 3-2 barn burner and a 4-3 overtime thriller in game number 4 for the victory. Hands together, Cabot right here. These Panthers punch their ticket over the Sand Lizards of Dardanelle.
And excellent way to end the Rocket League semester here for AAA. Again, congrats to Cabot with the 4-0 victory in the grand finals, but 2 overtimes near the end. Dardanelle came so close, but not quite there. So drama like that is always expected within the Play versus Cup. And, of course, we got to shout out the sponsors that make it possible one more time. Respawn, you can give it up for them because, again, just to remind all of you, the road to the Play versus Cup has indeed begun. Best high school teams across the U.S. and Canada are going to once again gather to determine who is the best of the best. We're going to crown an ultimate champion. We, of course, thank you to our Play versus Cup sponsor, Respawn. You can use the code PLAYVS versus team, all one word, to get an extra 10% off the sale price at respawnproducts.com. And that is exactly what we're looking for, playing with the best gear. I mean, that's half of it when you're playing an esports. Got to have a good monitor, got to have a good PC, got to have a good controller, and all that coming together. You have even good audio can help, especially with those directional demos, as we did see in that one. But Tug, that's going to do it here for Play Versus. And again, just wonderful job by both squads, and I'm so excited to see the development of Scholastic Esports continue in the great state of Arkansas.
Yes, and that is fortunately not the end of it as well. Yes, AAA NFL Madden 2026, the Youth Championship coming up just a little bit. We have Newport High School, the number 2 seed, take on Lake Hamilton High, the number 5 seed. So a couple of seeds that on paper may not have gotten there. Again, yes, exactly, on paper, right? Important apostrophes there. You guys will have 2 familiar faces doing that one as well, and I believe we're kicking that off here in just a little bit. An electrifying match. Yes, there's a 4-0. Yes, if you're like myself and Danger Taco, you probably want a little bit extra Rocket League. Yes, if you were on land there in Arkansas, you just got an absolute show.
Yes, and so luckily for them, they will have even more of a show if they're a fan of Madden NFL 26. Of course, stay tuned for it. Tug and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. It's more of the Play Versus Cup for the high school championships.
We are back here at West Oahu, major event that is known as the Hawaii Esports Invitational. There's still plenty of action here as we go round robin with 6 teams inside of the Hawaii Esports Invitational. Clutchkey alongside with Henry here for your entire weekend as we get set to play for the surfboard, the trophy, unlike any other here at HEI.
One could be Michigan State, bringing us to 5.
Michigan
Is that
State
one going to land?
Almost had it. Needed to get it through the pocket, doesn't do so. Boise State will have a response now. Woozy on the 1-on-3. Can he get it through? No. Good tip. Gets it back up. Good bump on Michigan State as well. Oh no. Preston's have a chance. Here comes Preston. Preston looking for his
double
first
tap.
ball. Dumps it in. Here in overtime, it's an infinite clock, so we have a winner. Somebody needs to blink. It's a staring contest. Nobody blinking. Going on the edge of the seat. Wide open.
It's open!
Signal Bears. Bear takes the victory and a new school. Yes, there he is, Mr. Zippies himself right there. Thank you very much, sir, and thank you very much. Zippies, our presenting sponsor, 3rd year in a row. Of course, big thanks to GG Circuits, Prodigy Chain, as well as Southwest Airlines. Thank you very much to all of the sponsors here for HEI. They come out of the tunnel, they come out of the soundstage, champions of HEI, the Baylor Bears do. There you go.
Trophy ceremony on the other side, but let's check in on the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Room.
Man's aggressive.
That's cool. It's not the. It wasn't the inner hitbox, so. The classic air check.
So Michigan State will go away with a surfboard for the 3rd year in a row, mind you. So they are 3 for 3 in number of.
Wow.
Today is a huge day, not just because it's a state championship, because it's the first one ever for Kansas. So we'd love to bring home a state title for the first time ever.
I've seen students absolutely come alive in this environment. These are students that I feel are not represented within school very much, and this is a place for them to call home. They get to come in every single day in a very competitive atmosphere and just continue to do what they love and get better and better and better at it, and hopefully earn some kind of a scholarship to go to school for it. It's really, really important.
This program got started at Andover High School specifically because students wanted it to happen. There was an esports club without an official sponsor for the first year. They just did their thing and found colleges to compete that were already doing esports. They went out and did that and got publicly recognized. And then the year later, I heard about that and was like, let's do this, let's make it official. So I sponsored that for 5 years, and then Keisha picked it up this year, making us an official activity, and it's just blown up since then.
So the Activities Association in Kansas sanctioned esports because we recognized an activity that was gaining popularity from a grassroots approach, and we saw kids were interested in it. The number one thing that we have to remember is if kids are interested in something, we have to be plugged in and give them opportunities in the school, because when we know kids are plugged in school, they become better students.
Students, parents, faculty, gamers, welcome to the Play versus Upgrade Arena featuring Marvel Rivals. We have the best high schools in America, guys, joining us.
The 4 teams you're going to be witnessing today in front of your eyeballs.
Yes, we have our regional finals of the East and the West.
Let's talk quickly about the prizing as well. Our prizing here is distributed for schools and their esports programs. It's given over by our partners. And this is really good for so many of our schools and their programs to make sure that their athletes can perform at the highest level.
We are ready to start our first semifinal between Fury Royal and Suncoast. Well, just the impact of the kills of Fury Royal. First to take out the Bucky. The Jeff ult from Suncoast gets nothing. Fury Royal are getting so much value out of these strategist plays, and they may just go all the way to force a round 3.
Letting the devil out, going in with Shinatato. You can see already the Thor's trying to make moves towards the back. Pepperlock's down, even more so. Mason just tearing through them. And while it may be an attempted escape here for the Star-Lord, the chase down is going to be brutal, and it's going to be immediate. SPHS are wiped off the map. Fury Royal are back in control, and they will claim the series and the Eastern Seaboard. Their Science Academy, they just utilize their raw talent to mechanically outduel.
What a wall from Dude Guy, bro. At least you got the stagger on Jarvis. You're going to need everyone involved in this final push for point B, because these fights are going to get extended. Science Academy need a nice group up.
And he combines the damage with the Magneto to make sure the survivability is going to be on the table. Ivy Dragon's down. Zombie round the back. And it's Chef Eat to remember as they take one of the Vanguards off of the point. Slushy can return to a fight, but there will be no such mercy for Magneto. Science Academy are running low on friends, low on time, and low on hope as Leemore High School, with a flawless record 3-0, should be able to get themselves into the winner's position and the inter-regional finals.
And that just simply wasn't enough. The wires get crossed. Leemore High School get crossed up. Fury Royal, they win this fight. They could go all the way to win the map. This could be what dictates if Leemore High School are going to be your champions.
Right now, it's do or die. Shinateta goes through the wrong portal, ends up in a fiery grave below. Slush has already taken out their counterpart. Mason is stunned as they attempt to release the devil. And Leemore High School, they rise above it all. They rise up as your champions, region versus region, after dominating their own. Leemore High School take away Fury Royal's signature map, and the series series as well.
Winter Soldier or Star-Lord? Which mains have better aim? We'll be putting these 2 Winter Soldier mains and these 2 Star-Lord mains through 5 head-to-head competitions that are designed to push the limits of their aiming skills. Let's jump into the first competition, 1v1 sniper duels. Each team will have one person set up in a 1v1 sniper duel, Black Widow versus Black Widow to even the playing field. And they'll be dueling at 10 meters, 50 meters, and 100 meters. And go!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
I've like never.
There we go. All right, first round goes to Jester. Ready, go.
Oh my. I don't like Widow. This is why I don't play her. That's so fair.
All right. So first round goes to Team Star-Lord.
Yeah. Accuracy. Okay, now that we've gotten through one match, let's actually meet our competitors.
Hi, my name's Roland, aka Jester, and go by either or. I'm from Adairsville High School in North Georgia. We are currently 3rd place in the state, and we are hoping that our actual first year actually playing goes well, and we hope to be state champions as well.
Y'all can just call me Riot. I go by Riot in like everything. I go to Winter High School. I'm from Michigan. This is my first year doing competitive like play versus and myself, so it's been pretty fun.
Hi, my name is Madeline, aka Captain Rex. I am with Elizabethtown Area High School, and I main Bucky for our team, and we're hoping to be state champions this year because right now we're on a winning streak.
Hi, I'm Riker or Reiki. I also go to Mona Shores High School. I've been playing pretty much since the game came out.
Next up is a 1v2 hit scan competition. Now in this 1v2 event, we'll be testing their tracking skills. The team of 2 will try to stay alive as long as possible without using any abilities, only movement. And the other team will have one player that's either playing a hit scan or beam character, trying to eliminate both those 2 as fast as possible. Whichever team can do it faster, wins.
I think you bumped the shift button.
2, 1, go!
Oh wow, I suck it.
So how long do we have this in my board? As long as possible?
Yep.
Who's got better guns now?
Doing it. Hit scan.
No, no, no!
Justice, pure and simple.
3, 2, 1, go!
You made your last mistake.
Okay.
Well, we lost.
Alright, 13 seconds. That was pretty quick.
Going to game 3 is 2v2 Squirrel Dodgeball. And Star-Lords could win it all right here, right now. In this 2v2, we're basically playing backyard dodgeball. Whichever team wins 2 rounds, wins it all.
3, 2, 1, go!
Got it.
Nice. 26.
Alright.
I got beamed just a little bit.
3, 2, 1, go!
The one near the door, the one near the section is almost dead.
My back hurt.
Team Star-Lord did in fact 3-0 this competition, but we're going to make this last round triple the points so the Winter Soldiers can save face and possibly tie it up with a win here. So with this last battle, we're going to go to a 2v2 Hawkeye challenge. This challenge tests long distance aiming and projectile skills. One team will select 2 Hawkeyes and the other team can select whatever heroes they want. The Hawkeyes must stay on top of this building, while the Vanguards must stay on this road. The goal is to eliminate both enemies as fast as possible, and you can only use piercing arrows.
Nope.
3, 2, 1, go!
It's me.
Oh. Oh no. No! You were purposely targeting me.
Another one for the good guys.
I just the person and then went for him. So if it's you or not.
The hitbox manipulation did not help.
I earned that one.
3, 2, 1, go!
Nice.
I am too good at this.
Nice shot. Nice.
There we go.
Star Wars for the win again.
There we go.
All right. Oh, Star-Lords it is. With a 4-0 sweep, Star-Lords have proven that they have the better aim. If you're Winter Soldier main, go off in the comments and let us know if you think there should be a rematch. Thanks to all the Play vs students who participated, and let us know what we should do next.
This high school Valorant team has a problem. They've never made it to the playoffs. So we thought, what if we bring a pro Valorant coach to carry them? Are you down to try to coach this Valorant team to playoffs?
Oh, I'm down.
Will he be able to turn them into crack demons?
Nice. Beautiful shots.
Or are they destined to stay hard stuck?
Unlucky guys, you know what they say. We're fine.
Find out and coach me up. Powered by JBL. So I'm here at Mountain Vista High School in Colorado. I'm about to meet the Valorant team. They're trying to level up their program. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go, but it's game day. We should go get inside. Should I call you Mr. Lee? I guess I'll call you Mr. Lee for this.
Mr. Lee's fine.
Yeah,
Mr. Lee's fine.
Man, how many computers do you have here? You know?
Oh, I don't know the total number actually, now at the top of my head. But we would just have 2 computers over here that we would plug in some of our consoles to, and we had 3 kids that just wanted a club to play video games, and I was like, sweet. I play some of these games, and I'd love to play against you guys, and so over the years we grew a little bit. Now we're at 20 kids roughly. So Valorant was a game that wasn't on my radar personally. Some of the games that we have here I was comfortable with. I played myself. I'd never played Valorant, but I had kids come up to me, hey, can we do a Valorant team? Play versus added the game, and I tried to say yes to my players and figure it out and let them play the games they love to play. And
So last year we missed playoffs.
Yeah.
This year, playoffs? What's it looking?
I hope so. I hope so. We all hope so. The team seems to think that they're capable of doing it, and I think if they keep working hard, I don't see why not. Mr. Lee, what's this for again? Is that a wireless adapter? I think so.
You might have missed.
What year are you, and what do you main?
I'm a sophomore here at Mountain Vista, and right now I'm maining Chamber and KO.
Ooh, Chamber and KO. They're really different.
Yes.
You have an Initiator, and then what is Chamber?
Sentinel.
Sentinel? How's that?
It's interesting. I started maybe 8 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Into Valorant, and I've so far gotten myself into Bronze 3.
Nice.
I play Duelist.
So who are your favorite agents?
I play Phoenix, Reyna, Jet, and Raze mostly.
What is your thing that you bring to the team?
I think I bring like a kind of energy, and I also believe that I bring I think I bring the kills a lot of the time. Can't lie. That's why I play Duelist. You know, I think I bring a lot of like the entries and that kind of thing. I think I do a decent job at it at least. You know, I could probably get 1 or 2 on the entry depending on what team we're playing. But,
Sure.
Yeah.
I am a junior and I play Clove.
What do you bring to the team?
I personally bring a lot of energy. I am also the team captain, and I do scouting reports. So I love like looking ahead at teams we're playing, and so I bring a lot of that outsider, almost analyst energy.
I'm sophomore and I play Reyna and a Duelist.
Okay. The other Duelists or just one trick Reyna?
Just one trick Reyna.
Wow, that's scary, man. Playoffs yes, playoffs no, playoffs maybe?
I think yes.
You got it? Okay, all right. I love the confidence.
I am a junior, and I am most of the time our Sentinel player.
How's the season going, and do you think the team will make playoffs?
I think we should make playoffs. Even like right now, we could probably make playoffs. The only game we've lost so far was to, in theory, the best team in the league. So I think we yes, did poorly, but we could have done better if we had our full team. So I think it's very likely that we should make playoffs.
We're bringing in a professional coach for you guys. How are you feeling about that? What's going through your head about that?
I love that. I actually pretty sure I watched him play pro a few years ago under EG, and I seriously am so excited to have a coach that can make us a better team.
So my name is Mike. I go by Foe in game. I've been coaching Valorant now for 2 years, starting in 2024 with Evil Geniuses. And before that, I played professionally for Evil Geniuses and in the beginning of Valorant for a team called Built by Gamers.
Lockdown coming out. Foe's gonna toggle. It forces the peak. and an ace from Foe to win the round.
Coaching experience over the last 2 years, it's been something that like I've been really focused on because the transition from playing to coaching, and I've really enjoyed the whole process. Every chance I get, I really like to take these new opportunities.
And before we jump into the game, our friends at JBL wanted to make sure they helped the team even more. So before their match, they gifted the entire team brand new JBL Quantum 910 wireless headsets to make sure they have crispy, precise comms and high-res audio in-game.
All right, this is some high-quality packaging, bro. And it comes with a bag for
This is
free.
super high quality.
Thanks, JBL.
Vista Esports.
With their new JBL headsets, Vista Valor cruised through a Week 3 win. They dominated Cumberland Esports 13-4 with good vibes all around.
That's what we call GG's.
How are we feeling now about our playoff chances? It's 2-1, right? Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah. Definitely better. At least a little bit. I mean, we still destroyed as we did our first match, so it works out pretty well.
And then you also had a PB, personal best today, right? Tell me about that.
Out of our 3 matches, I've performed the best that I ever did.
Nice. Congratulations. How are we feeling about going into coaching session now?
I think we need we still have a ton to work on, but I think we're feeling better. I think it'll be a great experience for all of us, and hopefully it will improve us all on like some significant level, and hopefully our teamwork goes up, you know?
Very excited to start this. Usually what I do is I will give 5 fundamentals for every person that I'm coaching. And basically like the long term should just be, I want to get good at these 5 things. And am I working towards that every day? Very simple. Something very simple but tangible for you to focus on, because this is what will help keep you focused while you're playing and not lose sight of the fact that, yeah, I'm playing a game and having fun, but also I want to get better. Communication. You're going to have a way that you communicate with your teammates that can allow you to play at a level you're not going to get in ranked. And it's going to be something that you'll get used to the more we talk about it. It's like the number one thing that aspiring teams will need to learn how to do is how to talk to your team so that you can get those plays to happen. I'm going to use the VOD of week 1 that you guys had provided me. Honestly, NT.
Yeah, no, that was unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Now notice for the way that we're communicating with each other right now, we're not really giving each other direction here. The number one thing we want to do for communication is give each other direction. This is how we're going to peak with each other. This is how we're going to be able to actually, double peek off me, swing off me, things like that. This is how we're going to do that, is just constantly directing each other to do something. Keeping in mind that we should be directing each other at all points. What should we be doing before the barriers ever drop that we're not currently doing?
Discussing position.
Someone said it. Discussing positioning. Absolutely. Yeah. Everyone should be talking about what they want to do this round and how they want to make their teammates play so that they can accomplish their goal. For example, it starts usually with a duelist or an initiator or a sentinel. Those 3 agents, what's going to happen is duelist says, I really want to do this thing. I need this utility. Our sentinel says, I want to play retake on B. I want to play to hold B. I need this person with me. Constantly think about opportunities where you guys can talk to each other and just do anything. It doesn't matter if you do the wrong thing, as long as you do the wrong thing together. If you're constantly doing the wrong thing together, you will win. As the next exercise is we're going to do some training with peaking. I'm gonna show you guys roughly what it should look like from your perspective on peaking on some of these angles, and we're gonna go in. We're actually gonna drill it where you guys are gonna do this on your own, and we're gonna talk about different styles of peaking. Who would like to have a 1v1 on a couple of angles with me? Who wants to do it?
Anyone.
Anyone? Okay, we can have a couple of.
I think we all want to. To be fair.
Yeah. First, the whole on angle idea. So, when you're peeking me here, I'm going to hold a different type of angle every time. And first I'm going to hold an on angle and you just peek in normally. And I'm going to show you, based on how you peek, we're going to talk about how you should peek me on this angle versus how you do peek me. We'll see how you do it. For me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care. You can stream snipe me. Go ahead.
Okay. Ooh.
No, I'd prefer you stream snipe me because when you know I'm holding this angle, okay, so if I'm holding an on angle like this, you don't want to just do a slow peek into it because I'm holding the on angle. What's going to beat it is a wide swing. So if you think I'm holding an on angle like this, you want to swing wider than I am, and you want to go for me. And so I either have to go for the fight there and dodge out of the fight, or you're going to kill me. That's the way that this works. There you go. I wanted you to wide swing that. I was hoping. When you see me like that, that's instantaneously when you want to wide swing.
When I see you, I tuck back and like wide swing, right?
Yeah. So this is the whole rock, paper, scissors game of peeking. The rock, paper, scissors game is if they're holding an on angle, you want to wide swing. If they're holding an off angle, you want to slow peek them and hard clear them. Because typically the thing about off angles is they're not as favorable angles. That's why they're off angles, because they're not quite as good of angles. They're meant for catching people off guard. Every time you're going to an angle where they could be sitting like that, you want to wide swing it because you want to win that fight if they're there. And they're most likely to be there. And then all the other off angles, you want to slow clear on your way to the next on angle. So that's the way that you are building the progression. So the progression starts with, I'm finding all of the on angles going onto the site. I am off angling any angle leading up to the next one. Slow peeking and angling it out. That should be your idea every single time, methodically, when you approach each of these sites. This is the biggest thing for your guys' mechanics that's going to improve your ability to win these gunfights. This is what's going to win 80 to 90% of your gunfights are going to come down to this mechanic.
All right, so that was a great coaching session. What do you think are the 3 main things this team needs to work on?
Yeah, so I think if they stick with the 3 things that we talked about in the coaching session, number 1 being their mechanics. If they're working on their mechanics day by day, they're going to see great improvements and it's going to elevate them. 2, if they can work on their teamwork and communication with each other, it's going to be the most important thing that they can do to elevate each other as they're playing. And 3, it's their mental game. A lot of the students had concerns about how can they be focused and feeling good about these games. And hopefully with the tools we've given them to not only work on it within themselves, but to elevate each other in those hype moments, get each other gassed up and feeling ready to play. Hopefully they'll be able to use those 3 things and be the best team that they can be.
What concerns do you have about the team? And, you know, the goal is, can this Valorant team make playoffs?
Yeah, I think the biggest, I wouldn't necessarily say concerns. I think I have a lot of faith in that group to implement the things that I'm saying. I guess my biggest concern would be, do we actually have enough time to make progress? Because it's very limited. We're almost 3/4 of the way, I think, through their season now. So I don't know if there's going to be enough time to make a gigantic impact, but given enough time, there will always be an impact.
Now it's time to see if we're able to do enough. With only a couple hours of pro coaching, will that be enough to get this team over their playoff hump? We're about to find out. It's now week 8 of the regular season, the final week. And if Vista wins, they make it to their first playoffs. But if they lose, well, then their playoffs is all up to tiebreaker. So let's hope for the win.
I do have a feeling they're going to come B, but I want to just be careful. I'm going to play it just for my boombot, and I'm not going to swing off of it, probably. Like, unless there's only one there. I doubt it.
I'll find you.
Boombot saw one. Okay. Puka. I'm not picking that. I'm backing off. Yeah.
Alright. We got Cypher A.
Oh,
they're all good.
There's 4.
I'm playing back.
Yeah, run off.
Through C's and
I'm rotating.
Gonna rotate through back.
Nice shot, dude.
Ooh, good pick.
Nice.
Pick.
Pick up.
I can Prowler out too.
3, 2, 1.
Spike planted.
Hard right.
Nice. Elbow.
Close right. Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Good.
Crazy. Beautiful shots.
Yo,
great Prowler, by the way. That so distracted them.
I think I actually hit the Cypher with it too. I can't.
Yeah, that blind is huge. I'm gonna see if I can get this guy.
Yeah, Dart in A.
So over there, so yeah.
Flashing.
I'll rotate.
I'm gonna Prowler out here. 9 showers up behind.
Behind.
Spike
Nice.
down.
Oh, crazy.
Grab up.
Perfect.
Grab the op for you.
Thank you.
Multiple short.
Wait, one teleport.
Yeah.
I'm flashing. 3, 2, 1.
All 4 are on site.
One enemy remaining.
Great round.
Okay. Holy.
Great round.
Almost lit. Nice. Almost slow in the corner.
Close right.
Omen's also
Hold
I'm smoking
Oh,
ball for you.
From spawn.
Tapping.
One enemy remaining.
Wait. He's on the bomb.
He's
road.
close.
Player standing.
No, just.
Oh. I
can't get out, dude. You guys should be. There's 3 there, I think, or 2 there.
Oh, they got a Guardian holding that.
Spike down B.
There's a Guardian and a Bulldog.
plus. Just
Yeah,
play.
there's 3.
Last player standing.
Oh, that's bad. That sucks so bad. Unlucky, right?
104. No, it's a timeout.
That's a timeout.
Oh.
So we lost a lot of rounds in a row. I think what I think we're first of all, I think we need to be winning our gunfights more. Or like, I also think our teamwork is a little bit down right now, and I think it's because we're all like, I don't know. I can tell we're all getting short with each other a little bit. So let's think about this. How are we gonna push this aside or default or something, and figure out what we're gonna do? Because they're gonna have Cypher on B probably most rounds, but their Cypher's really bad. Like, I'm not the default. I think sometimes we can probably abuse Cypher's sight because like their Cypher is not the greatest holding. He pushed up on me in hookah, like after placing a trip there. So I would just like remember that. But I think we should hit a default this round, feel out where they're playing, and try to just like let's get our aim up, let's get our smarts up, let's do this. We got this. I have full faith in us as a team. We can win this game. Like genuinely, we got it. I love you all very much. And
Let's push it.
Let's do this. Let's do it.
Simple default.
Let's go. Okay.
145 on raise. 145. Nice. Okay, beautiful. It's not down.
One.
In hookah.
2 hookah.
Ulted out of hookah.
Actually.
There.
No, one.
Oh.
Nice.
TP hookah.
Spike down B.
All 3 hookah.
Last player standing.
Nice one.
Alright, come back at the sentry right here.
Take a deep breath. We're good.
I got no scoped by an op.
Last player standing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Fuck me, dude. I hold it for so long.
We're good.
Defenders win. It's okay.
Unlucky guys. You know what they say. We're fine.
You're unlucky.
Yes, I do believe we're fine.
GG's though.
GG's. Alright, that's it. Vista Valor has completed their regular season, so now we just have to check to see what the results of the tiebreakers are. Alright, so the top 16 make it to playoffs, and already you could see 5-3, you could actually miss playoffs. So how many teams are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 teams tied with the regular season at 5-3. So with the tiebreakers, Vista Valor, seed 14. Vista Valor has officially made their first playoffs. Wow. They did it. They did it. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of this team. I feel like I've made playoffs too. I don't know if Foe knows the results. So do you guys want to let us know what happened?
We went 5-3, but we did make playoffs. And
Let's
then,
go.
Yep. And we won our first round of playoffs against the 3rd seed.
Oh my,
14,
yes.
14 versus the 3.
Well, I like to hear.
Honestly, I think there's a chance that we got this. So I believe as
Yeah.
well. I believe in the dream.
Every game, it gets more believable. I promise.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Vista Valor, for letting us crash your party. Thank you so much, Mr. Lee, for being the support that these kids needed, bringing them all together, building a championship program over there in Colorado. Thank you, EG Foe. Your lessons have clearly impacted the team, and I'm sure that this is going to help the kids grow in-game and out-of-game as well. And lastly, huge thanks to JBL for making this happen. We could not have done this video without them. Your commitment to esports, making it accessible to more students and kids all throughout the nation, is amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you all for watching. GG's.
I think our
our match is ready to go. I think our casters are as well. At least I hope one of them are. So I'm gonna send it over to them. Me and other guy. You and I cast challengers, you cast VCT.
Yeah.
But we're getting down to the high school level where this is the next generation of talent. Maybe you're gonna see these guys in VCT one day.
Should be an easy plan actually towards the end for Spanish Fork. They have all players stacked up inside this area. The retake's gonna be very difficult. Look at them push towards the waterfall. I love this.
Oh my god, we're gonna have a flawless pistol for Spanish Fork? Wait a minute, this is insane. This defense is gonna have to play for retake. Leading that charge is Panda with no util, not even having a paranoia is gonna be tough. And the paranoia coming out from the post plant is gonna make things even harder. As Rila makes first contact, Panda steps up and it's surprised, but the teamwork from Spanish Fork is simply too much and they carry 4 rifles over.
Both of them are so low, so it's actually doable if he finds the correct timing.
Oh, Kimchi could save this round. You gotta hunt down this Omen. Okay, be able to get with the plant. And all the reads! Oh, that was next level. Kimchi for the clutch for Lane Tech champions. But here's the retake. The Omen, the duelist, stepping in from the top site. Initial contact is Coke with that first blood for the defense. Starting off on a good foot, but Rebo and Kimchi against the wall. Oh, this Omen is insane. A 3K in that round. Lane Tech really want to have a flawless game 1, but there's that rolling thunder coming through the B side. Catches that backline of Lane Tech as Coke hits him with the showstopper. Winnie's involved too. This is an equation that is only subtracting Lane Tech 1 by 1, and the defuse will go through unless this last Viper has something to say about it. So no more flawless Lane Tech after all. Well, at least the defense are re-established. Lane Tech have to peek the spike. Make sure to defend it. 1-2. Rila is insane. This is a duelist you want on your team, and I don't even know if Kimchi has died yet.
You know, the pulse in this first half, it seems like it's Lane Tech's map pick.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, this Judge. I love me a Judge. Coke, I don't think has lost a duel. They've lost rounds, but not duels. And you know, Coke's got his 1, maybe 2 sometimes. And that
Spike
alone is causing problems, yeah, for Lane Tech.
Yeah, it's huge because that, oh, wait, that killed through smoke because of I think they heard a drop into the water, just break the smoke, and that's Judge down, rifle down. I was just about to say, getting the Judge kills allows weapon upgrades, and with 10 seconds left, though, might be still doable. Oh my god, no, it is. It's doable.
Oh no, winnable, 1v1, 5 seconds, hearing the plant, Chong. Oh, the jump, the react, you stopped him from planting! You got in their brains, you didn't even have to shoot a bullet, but you still waved at the body afterwards. What the heck was that round, man? Because Lane Tech like to hide at the very back of the site, throw paranoias, throw util, and force Spanish Fork to approach, and it's hard to check all these angles. You got a bit of a flank too, because you got all the time in the world. Why not go out exploring into Narnia? And Spanish Fork, they can only just kind of sit there at the front door and hope someone was gonna let them in. Oh no, the Fade util is always vibe checking this chamber. Lane Tech now have a red carpet and that big red old bubble. Yeah, that's a Viper's pit. Paranoia from the defense is gonna cause issues, and that gives an opening for Panda with the Stinger. But you have to look from the outside in. You got people charging at you with knives. Lane Tech happy to close out that half 10-2. Ideally, controllers need to have this site on lock, and well, Echo coming in from behind, and there's just no escaping when you're up against Lane Tech. Rebu almost got an ace on stream, y'all. I knew I hyped this guy up for the right reason. When applied to the head, Rila about to face check this flash out teleport. Getting out of dodge, all up to Noogs. Wait a minute. A flashy round coming out of the initiator. And Lane Tech just holds Spanish Fork at bay. Those sheriffs could not make a dent. 1 round away before Lane Tech take the map.
And now map point for the side of the defense. Gamble towards C, and it's getting denied.
Wait, Echo, wait. What is this, the practice range? Oh my god, and Nukes gives them all the info. Echo, go get him. He's on the hunt. It's the last round for Lane Tech. Wait a minute, Whitty's not done with you until now. He couldn't take them all down. 13-2. Lane Tech, take Lotus. We're cooking. In high school, this is all about education and coming up with good ideas. and questioning the status quo. And this is exactly what we're doing with some Jet ISO. Usually ISO sidekick is Yoru. I'm so used to that. And Phoenix, I don't think I've seen Phoenix since the dawn of time. So I'm so excited.
Force that rotate before you start lurking here.
All right, Lane Tech took their time with it. Now they get met by a fault line. Great rotations from Spanish Fork to keep this spike at bay, and Coke has already gotten his second kill. But Kimchi just turns and burns, but it does not matter. Spanish Fork get to take their first pistol. All right, Panda and the Cypher have to swing, and they did it at the right time. And Panda holding this back pillar, and reinforcements need to come soon, and Chong is good for one. But what can Feral do now on this ISO? The Bulldog hit hard. Oh, he just spotted the arm of Rila. Now the spike is planted, the fire is dissipated, and Beryl is waiting for the re-peek and gets lucky, not lucky enough to actually frag against Rila. And he'll take an alternate route. No, market has been closed off, man. You were talking about how good this Sage, the Sova, the Phoenix. I like these choices. Rila just extending past the smoke, just really full scented. Beryl trying to work up towards the ult, gets reboot on the last leg. Kimchi's like, I don't want to toss this round. I don't want to give Beryl a 1v3. The spike gets tapped, and Kimchi gets the last laugh. It's time for the Gulag. Beryl versus Echo. Oh, the Sova wins it for Lane Tech. The round's not over. Post plant for the red team, and equal numbers. Witty makes his appearance, and you got the defense stepping up, but Rila and friends just surround them, and it's all left to the Sentinel, and Rila picks up 3 that round. Already used the run it back. Just clear through the site, but Coke is looking around, even going on top of the Sage. Dude, Kimchi, you cannot catch him lacking. This Sage is something else. Sages are supposed to be healing, supportive, nice. No, this is violent. But wait, the Clove also gets another life, but can only re-emerge into the round if they kill, and that is an ace from Panda. But wait, there's more. It's Reboot in a 1 versus 2.
Oh no.
Oh wait, Clove is back in action. Forgot about the most important person. You forgot about our MVP of Lotus. Barrow's gonna tap Spike at low health. Wait, okay, Reboot adjusts and clutches it for Lane Tech. Different Sage walls, knowing when to press their advantage, what Nukes is able to do. And now it's all up to the 2 remaining defenders, and against the fire and the flames, Chong is still alive, rising from the ashes. And the fault line, expecting a 1v1, expecting a reaction out of Lane Tech, still tries to be steady, but Reboot is just better. Oh my god, just all 3 that round. There's too many obstacles and hoops to jump through, and Lane Tech have bought themselves enough time, and Reboot has a second life, but Coke is going for the ace, but Rila is something else. Chong at least trades. You have Reboot continuing to hold the spike, flashed up and nowhere to go, and it's Spanish Fork. They'll be able to defuse purely with time.
Here's a crossfire set up now to fight towards B main.
Pushing through this, Coke catches as soon as the arrow is shot, sneaks up against Echo. And then Witty, when he wanted to join Coke, he gets fragged, and now Lane Tech want to chase down this duelist, and they were successful at taking down Coke. Just holding the market side, at least watching over it as Beryl tries to cross through all these Sage walls. It's a little bit annoying, but Kimchi, as soon as they swing out, they get swung in the face, and now it's Chong that searches for where this Echo player is, and Nukes, oh, with the actual ace this time for Lane Tech. Flank re-clear through their backside. Where did that Phoenix go? It rejoins, and they just all 5-person flood right through the gate. And Panda went for a knife kill. I'm so dead. Well, so is Panda. He only got 1 ISO left. It's Beryl. Wow, what a shot, though. Oh, spotted the backside of Echo. Double digits, though, for Lane Tech champions. The finish line on the horizon.
For 4 players to try to fight into B main right where Spanish Fork are about to engage.
I love this. Wait. And in the smoke, too. So wait a minute, Panda triples the spike and drops it at the feet of your Valorant champions. Congratulations to Lane Tech. What a way to go out.
Lane Tech was the real deal, and congratulations to them on earning the first of 4 Play versus Cup championships today. When you put champions in your name, Lemon Kiwi, you are making a statement. And boy, did they ever. We look to crown the esports team of the year. To be recognized for Team of the Year, we look beyond just skills and competitive edge to showcase those teams that showed commitment, compassion, leadership, and of course, teamwork, both while competing and within their communities. Our 2025 finalists for Team of the Year. First, the Crimson Tide Splatoon 3 team from DuPont Manual High School in Kentucky. Then the Sand Lizards Rocket League squad from Dardanelle High School in Arkansas. Tidal Surge Splatoon 3 team, their Play vs. Cup team from Devon Prep in Pennsylvania. KFC Squids Varsity, they're a Splatoon 3 team from Klein Forest High School in Texas. And our lone Mario Kart 8 team, Unified Mario Kart 8 Van Cleve from Van Cleve High School in Mississippi.
The voting was really close, but at the end, only one team stood out. Your 2025 Team of the Year is Unified Mario Kart 8 Van Cleve from Van Cleve High School in Mississippi. Check out our video as we share the news with the coach and the team.
Coach Chatfield and the Van Cleve Unified Mario Kart team, you all have made and are officially our winners of the 2025 Play vs. Awards Team of the Year.
Yes, thank you. Super exciting. They'll be glad to hear it once they wake up from their slumber this summer.
This year's recipients are a shining example of what makes esports so powerful. As a unified Special Olympics team, they show us how inclusion and collaboration and shared passion can create something truly extraordinary. They build a culture that goes beyond the game, and that's what makes them so special. They don't just race to win, they race together. Congratulations, team, and you inspire us all.
Just listening to Aaron describe what y'all are doing as a unified team and the success and dedication you've had to esports in Mississippi, it's why we do what we do, and it inspires us to get up every day and support coaches and teams like yours. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Just a special thanks to you, just a great member of our Discord community. Really, the product and engineering teams get so much great feedback from you, and helping out with your teams, getting feedback from them or other coaches, and then specifically in coach office hours.
Coach Chatfield, Brian Cooley, Chief Marketing Officer. I know we met in New Orleans at the
Yes,
Super
sir.
Bowl. It was great to connect with you and your wife and hear all about your passion and how you're really helping to shape lives in a really, really meaningful way. And so we kudos to your team for their great achievement.
Thank you very much. They definitely pushed me to be better. Well, the great thing about it was that I did not nominate the team. I don't know who nominated the team. So somebody thought enough of our team that's been around us and all that to nominate us. And so it was a surprise to be when I got the email saying we were a finalist. It was a true community affair to support this great team.
Dax, we have Esports Coach of the Year, the most important award when it comes to amateur esports. It's such a high honor, and for this award, we looked for nominees who showed the most commitment and most passion for their program, who left it all on the line for their students. So our 2025 finalists are Jonathan Ferranta from Omaha Central High School, Nebraska. We have Rachel Espinosa from STEM School Highlands Ranch in Colorado. We have Stefan Yuncha from Detroit Catholic Central High School in Michigan. We have Amanda Dillard from Pop High School in Georgia, and Marta Anderson from Del Norte High School in Mexico.
Yeah, and our 2025 Coach of the Year is... Can we get like a drum roll or anything? There we go. The winner is Rachel Espinosa from STEM Schools in Highlands Ranch. And we spoke to Rachel recently and shared the good news with her. Check it out.
Wanted to share and announce that you are officially our Play vs. 2025 Coach of the Year.
Oh my gosh! Thank you.
This year's recipient, Rachel Espinosa, stepped up into her coaching role after challenging circumstances, taking over the program mid-season when they were suddenly without a coach. And in just 1 year, she's been able to more than double the size of her program, including launching a brand new middle school program,
I want to say thank you to you guys. This has just been such an amazing experience for me taking this program over. I don't know anything about video games much, but my son was passionate and they needed a coach. And you guys have made this extremely easy for me to learn and to work with.
Hey, Coach Espinosa, this is John Chapman. I'm the CEO of PlayVersus. I just want to personally congratulate you on an outstanding piece of recognition. Listening to those remarks and the impact you're having on your students is why we get up every day and do what we do. So thank you so much and congratulations again.
And Rachel, this is Brian Cooley, Chief Marketing Officer of PlayVersus, and I am a fellow Colorado person, so congrats. I've seen these programs in action here in Colorado, and it's bringing so much joy and inclusivity to students, so thank you for being such a leader in this regard. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think the only other thing I have to say is thank you for giving this to my team. This gives my kids a great way for them to experience teamwork and playing on a team and being part of something that's amazing. And those extra 28 kids have become part of our family in ways we did not know. Still is like, wow, they're the coolest kids in the whole entire world, and I would never have met them had it not been for PlayVS and esports. So I'm very thankful.
On here, the Community Trailblazer Recipient of the Year. We're awarding 2 of these over these couple of days. The PlayVersus Community Trailblazer Award is a recognition we give to individuals who have gone above and beyond to grow scholastic esports in their communities and across their state. And our first recognition of this award for 2025 is Mario Villalobos from Lancaster High School in California. Watch as we share the news with him and his administration.
It is my honor to present the PlayVersus Community Trailblazer Award, a recognition we give to individuals who've gone above and beyond to grow scholastic esports in their communities and across their state, to Mr. Mario Villalobos.
Well, hey, thanks you guys. I'm an emotional fellow, so I was not expecting this, and it's nice fuel for next year, you know.
I want to thank Neil for recognizing Mario, and watching what he did with what he had was just so amazing. He had this little closet, but somehow he put computers in there. And then watching Mario put together the first district tournament we had in the theater, and it was just awesome. But my favorite part was Mario's inviting of the families and watching parents enjoy food trucks and sit outside and watch the game on a screen that we attempted to put up, and watch parents understand that this isn't video games anymore, that it's the largest industry when we're talking about visual and performing arts.
Mario, it's been an honor to work with you, watch your program grow, and honestly, man, there aren't enough awards or trophies that we could give you for the work that you've done. This is so well deserved, and it's been a long time coming, my friend.
I'm always trying to think with my wife's blessing, of course, and try and broaden what we do, and you know, still continue to change kind of the stigmas that exist at our campus about esports, which it happens. It's a slow process, but I ask the kids, I'm like, hey, what are people saying about our program? And it's just funny to have, you know, some of my players be like, yeah, I had friends that were, you know, they would talk smack about esports, and then, you know, spring semester comes around and who's joining the Fortnite team, and then they get in and they're like, oh, this was not what I thought it was. So right. It's good to have stories like that just naturally occur, because if the kids go back into their environment on campus and, you know, they're like, oh, esports is actually pretty rad and we have a good time. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I'm completely floored.
The second and final Community Trailblazer Award. So, PlayVersus wanted to take this opportunity to recognize another Community Trailblazer recipient of this year, and for this award we would like to honor a duo in Michigan who has been leading the charge when it comes to scholastic esports in the state. Maggie Helmer and Ryan Pace, leaders of the Michigan High School Esports League. And for years, Maggie and Ryan have been at the forefront of legitimizing esports in Michigan schools, whether it's organizing events like the one they had at Michigan State University, which had like 400 players, coaches, parents, sponsors. They also advocate for everyone behind the scenes, and their impact is undeniable. So the Play Versus team recently surprised them with the award and shared their thoughts on working with this duo. So check out the video.
We're happy to announce that both you, Maggie and Ryan, and Michigan High School Esports League is our Community Trailblazer 2025 recipients.
Oh,
Thank you.
that is awesome. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, that's very cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I have had the pleasure of working with Maggie and Ryan. They have been leading the charge in Michigan for the last few years of our partnership. And I just want to say they set the bar for what a state association partnership should look like. We are trying to replicate this amongst all of our other states because they just set the bar so high. We had our biggest season yet in Michigan with over 200 schools, over 3,700 students participating. This is just Michigan. And 14 Michigan schools made it into the Play Versus Cup. All of this to say thank you so much, Ryan and Maggie, and your whole team for all the hard work you do. Can't wait to see where we go this fall.
Thank you very much, everybody. That's Maggie's a great teammate to have. We have some other people behind the scenes that help do a lot of the work for the MHSEL staff. And we love seeing kids be passionate and find their tribe of people that they get to do something they love. And so that's been fulfilling for us to try and find a new avenue through esports to be able to do that. So thank you.
I will reiterate the thank you from Ryan. And honestly, it's always been about the kids for us. Our goal is to impact as many kids and just provide those opportunities for students that, aren't involved. This means a lot. Definitely a shock. It's very humbling. So thank you guys so much. And thanks for everybody for being on here. It's a lot of faces during the day.
I just want to say, Maggie and Ryan, y'all, the passion and advocacy that you're doing for your kids and your coaches, it comes through, and we appreciate it so much. And just really thank you for what you're doing to help move esports, not just in your state, but nationally.
Ditto. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll echo what Josh said. It's been amazing to watch everything that y'all have done in the last 4 years so aggressively. I've caught myself saying I wish I could clone Ryan and Maggie, and it's just a joy to see all the progress y'all have made. So appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Maggie and Ryan, this is John Chapman. I've had a chance to meet you. I'm the CEO of Play Versus. I wanted to personally thank you for your leadership. You truly are community trailblazers. And that's why we all joined the call, because we just wanted to make sure we expressed our gratitude and appreciation and look forward to working for many years ahead as well. So congrats.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Our next Play Versus award for our Level Up recipient. The Level Up Award seeks to lift up an individual from the Play Versus community who has achieved a truly game-changing and leveling up moment, being a leader not only within their own esports program, but within the community at large. To be considered for the Level Up Award, a nominee must show remarkable growth, not just in gameplay, but in character, leadership, and their impact on those around them. Our finalists for the 2025 Level Up Award were Carter Casebeer, student from Muhlenberg County High School in Kentucky. Damian Duarte, student from Floyd High School in New Mexico. Aiden Willis, student from Greater Atlanta Christian School in Georgia. Victor The Wiz Palacios Jr., coach from Mayfair High School in California. And Isabella Nolan, Rushville Consolidated High School in Indiana. And the winner is Lemon.
Ooh, I got my drum roll. I don't have a drum, but with all the votes counted, only... Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We are excited to announce that our winner of the Level Up Award is Damian Duarte. Congratulations. And we have a video from Damian and his coach. So let's take a look.
You are our 2025 Level Up Award recipient. Congrats.
It's crazy.
Awesome. So I wanted to say a few things. To be considered for the Level Up Award, a nominee must show remarkable growth, not just in gameplay, but in character, leadership, and their impact on those around them. This year's recipient, Damian Duarte, has been the heart of his Super Smash Bros. Ultimate team for the last 2 years. His improvement has been incredible, climbing the win percentage chart, expanding beyond his main character to master a wide roster of characters, and mentoring teammates to do the same. But Damien's journey didn't stop there. When his school needed a strong addition to their Mario Kart 8 lineup, Damien stepped in, and quickly became one of the top team's top racers. And when the Street Fighter 6 roster was at risk as well too, Damien picked up the game from scratch just to make sure the team could just stay in and actually fight for the season. All this while juggling baseball, basketball, and track.
And welcome back after a little bit of a break. We got some AAA Arkansas Activities Association. This time for the esports side, it is Madden NFL 26. Talk about you're still alongside me. And honestly, this is exciting. We got a decent bracket, and we're finally down to our final two competitors after a little bit of intermission. Get to stare at each other, eat a sandwich maybe. I don't know, fuel up for their big moment.
Salad for me. Salad every single day for lunch.
Well,
I'm not like being ironic or kidding at all. It makes me feel like a god. Like every single day, I'm not going to lie. Yes, we have the number 2 seed, number 5 seed coming in at you. Yes, number 5 seed making all the way into the grand finals. That is Newport, number 2, 7-1 on the season, and Lake Hamilton High School coming in at 6-2, 5th seed again. So very impressive stuff. Now, they're going to be able to strut their stuff on the virtual field here in just a second, but first I want to talk about one of the organizations that make competitions just like this one possible within the great state of Arkansas, and that is, of course, Play versus Recruit. Are you still figuring out what's next after high school? Well, what if gaming could take you there? Play vs. Recruit is a free platform that connects you directly with collegiate esports programs across the U.S. and Canada. A little international action. Get discovered, get recruited, and turn your passion into your path. Sign up over there at playversus.com/recruit, where esports is not just a hobby, it is a collegiate opportunity. All right, 15 seconds of soapbox here, Danger Taco. It's wonderful that these things exist now. They didn't exist, 20 years ago when I was graduating high school. How amazing is that? Go.
No, it's excellent because a lot of people, I think, are slowly starting to realize, and I'm a huge fan and advocate of scholastic esports, specifically because I think we're starting to turn the corner with some of these parents and some of these school administrators that understanding, okay, video games aren't just like a time waste. Like I feel like in our generation, they very much were seen that way. It's kind of just like a wasteful hobby. You're locked away. But no, it's actually a key part that many kids have in their social calendar of meeting friends, playing with each other, staying connected with people across long distances. So it is a social activity. So that the fact we're actually turning it into a club and then more into the competitive side of esports is spectacular. Huge fan of that. Definitely check out Play vs. Recruit to be able to check out even more, as we will be checking out these squads here. It is Lake Hamilton High School. It is Justin Gomez Sanchez and Newport High School Gilbert Ford in the final. Finals, as you mentioned, 5th and 2nd seed, respectively, really grinding through a pretty wild bracket. Within, in fact, all the Madden brackets we've seen throughout the Play versus Cup across our multiple states that we have been competing. Honestly, seeds mean like very little. Sometimes we have high seeds getting through, and other times we have like a first seed going out second round or something. Like, it really is just someone's got to clutch up, because these are all best of 1 Madden showdowns.
Yes, no best of 7 elongated series like we almost got there within the Rocket League previously. Just a one and done right here. And like you said, it's always amazing to see a 5th seed in here. It also a little bit kind of makes sense, right? 7-1 here for Newport High. Only 6-2 on the other side. So only lost 1 more regular season match within this AAA Madden NFL 26 Youth Championship, or now the championship, of course, all the way throughout the regular season. And Arkansas is one for the Madden, right? A big football state all the way through collegiate. Pro, obviously, no Arkansas NFL teams. Doesn't matter, they don't support.
Yeah, you're not a big deal, but at the end of the day, it is a big deal that, again, we can put stuff on this like this, and of course, Play vs. Recruit helps all these players, but also if you want to be able to see a little bit better, or at least just be able to be focused, you can check out one of our other partners. It is Zenny, because like we have mentioned, all these championships, there's all these state-level stuff, but there's also a national cup as well. The road to the Play vs. Cup, it's begun. The best high school teams across the U.S. and also Canada will once again gather to determine who is the best of the best and crown an ultimate championship. So therefore, thank you to our Play vs. Cup sponsor, Zenny. You can use code PlayVersus, so PLAWVS at checkout for 10% off your order site-wide at Zenny.com. Personally, huge fan of them. I not even a sellout. I just absolutely love Zenny. I've been actually using them for many a year, but recently Play Versus has been able to promote them a bit more. I'm rocking them right now. Good everyday wear, but ultimately a good thing that gamers are getting onto. You like to have that blue screen to be able to help you out, be able to reduce that eye strain, and be able to lock in tug. Just like these two squads. Again, it's going to be Lake Hamilton High School. It's going to be Newport High School facing off here in a best of 1. It should be Eagles and Rams across this one. So no cloned teams facing off against each other, which is always a little confusing.
It is. No Patrick Mahomes versus Patrick Mahomes. No Jalen Hurts on Jalen Hurts. Man, those jerseys look similar. Nah, none of that here. We're going to have the dark green here, the blue and yellow of the Rams. Both of these NFL teams have won Super Bowls in years past. Let's see how they do in the championship here for the great state of Arkansas. Once again, number 2 seed, number 5 seed, and we are going to get that confirmed. They'll be doing battle down there at the Caesars Superdome, New Orleans.
And so as we get into this one, big thing to keep in mind throughout all of this, we missed a little bit of it in the beginning, but very common in the beginning of the game, set your playbook, be able to change up your assignments, and also maybe rearrange the depth chart a little bit, just making sure your players have those mismatches, because certainly there's a lot to be had. Really strong receiving cores from both of these squads. We're going to be watching from the POV of only one side. So if you're seeing defensive playbooks, we're not getting the spy. We are just kind of tuning in to the Lake Hamilton POV on the side, but this is very much a face-off. We're going to be starting off with Newport on offense.
Yes, no Connor Stallions experience here within the AAA Arkansas Madden 26. Hike, it's a run first. Love it. Blake Corum gets out, and actually, does not even quite get out to the line of scrimmage. Defense holds strong on this one and just collapses to the left side. Pretty basic football.
Honestly, that's a good little change of perspective. Very pass-heavy is the current meta in the offensive playbook of competitive Madden. And, of course, a lot of dish downs. That's a nice little pass in, and the dodge as well to be able to get a solid first down. Really receiving-heavy offense, obviously, because it's passing-heavy. If you have Stafford, you're not going to use him. But Kyron Williams and Blake Corum out of the backfield, such great little check downs if you need an option.
Yeah, complete different flip of the script when it comes to the other side. Yes, pass heavy, but also Jalen Hurts can run. Stafford airs this one out wide open. Puka Nakua, one of the many Nakuas within American football as well. No dance, no nothing? Okay, little stutter step. That's going to be the touchdown celebration for Puka Nakua on that one. Rams up 6-7, barring a missed extra point.
And sometimes you never really know in real life or in Madden, but apparently it's players. Turns out they're in a championship for a reason. Quick little 7 points, but also, just lighten things up, a little underneath pass, a little rush attempt, and then just bang, right down the field to one of the highest rated receivers in the game. We'll see really what Lake Hamilton can do on the response. I actually almost had a seam as they sidestepped those first two players in the kickoff, but instead, it'll be a pretty decent one out to the 27.
Yeah, so we'll get a little bit of value for taking this one out. This is the entire idea behind changes. Cyberhounds, Daddy Lamar. Daddy Lamar coming out here, and it's going to be Daddy Lamar for their first offensive drive. Don't be surprised, folks, if you see something a little bit similar. A similar song sung on the offense now for the Eagles. Nope, this is going to be all crossing routes and absolute go all the way to the end zone to start this one off, trying to find it all. Well, Devontae Smith, and that's a fantastic pass received from Lake Hamilton and Justin.
And being able to get Devontae Smith involved often. I mean, everyone looks kind of at A.J. Brown as the main receiving threat, especially that X-factor ability. Great catch in traffic on possession plays, but the Devontae Smith, so fast. Great change of direction. If you get him in open space, very easy to make a tackle or miss. And also, if you're playing as Jalen Hurts, not the fastest, but it's always an option. He didn't see too much immediately, and I like the decisiveness, just taking the quick 7-yard pickup.
Yeah, nothing's open. Go all the way. Checkdowns don't get there. Don't force them. No, this is how turnovers happen. Bunch of crossing routes, at least shown so far. Goddard will have a little bit of opportunity to the right side. He pulls one in there, and that is nothing happening. Wow! Verse on the pick. The lurking linebacker stays there. That is an interception, and that is going all the way. A quick 14 for Cyberhounds of Newport High School.
Yeah, you can see immediately adjusting some defense as he's going to have to handle some things. But I have to say, great pick. And of all players to get that one, Jared Verse, always just kind of lurking in the backfield, one of the star players within the Rams defense. Not really a team you would think of for their defense, but really solid options on the edge and through the linebacker core. So, of course, you're going to see them pop up from time to time. And, of course, you're going to see our second seed getting it done on both sides. Now, offense and defense competing for highest scoring teams within the depth chart. But either way, it'll go right back to the Eagles here. Still a very competitive, high-scoring beginning to our first quarter.
Tries to get this one turned out. Some fantastic points, Danger Taco, but this one's not really going anywhere. Let's see how the second offensive drive here for the Daddy Lamar-led Philadelphia Eagles squad. It's just an odd name.
Well, I mean, we do like that. I really not sure how accurate that is, but either way, we will be able to get into the next drive here, coming in from Lake Hamilton, and sometimes you don't have an option, but you do have Barkley streaking across. He can't get it off because that sack, pressure coming hot and heavy.
Nicely done. So, single, well-thrown, well-received pass thrown for Lake Hamilton High's player. Got some crossing, a little bit of diversity here. Crossing plays, got posts, got an option right there. Yeah, nicely done. Oh, that's going to be a drop ball. In fact, maybe a safe catch utilized for the offense here instead of the running attempt.
Within the Madden meta, I mean, if you can get a hit on early enough, even players with pretty sure hands, they will get waylaid and drop it. Problem is with Barkley, great option out of the passing game, especially a player you want to get involved. That X-factor ability, phenom. It is signature to him. If you get him in the zone, you get him enough yardage early on. First player that tackles him or attempts to tackle will almost always get broken out of. So definitely a player that many Eagles players will try to utilize. But otherwise, got a lot of options as well. Kind of like this one. You're going to be able to go right across the middle of the tight end.
Yep, and this is exactly what I was talking about in the previous, to try and catch this one, get on down to the ground. Obviously, a little bit more important to get this done on third down. I believe back foot there, almost on like their own 10-yard line or so. A little more breathing room. So we have a little bit of a ladder play. Everybody starting on one side of the field and going to the other. Danger Taco opens up. That's a dangerous throw that is not going to be caught. I thought they had more rungs down towards the middle of the field.
Yeah, it's one of those plays where I think you can fit that into a seam, but that's really a precision pass. You want to be able to alter the pass direction. Oftentimes, players will use kind of the enhanced passing. You alter the direction of the placement with your left stick, and I think on that one, try to throw it a bit inside to Goddard, but you're going to get waylaid by that DB, and the small backs can do a lot of damage. Same with Hurts. Thought they had the outside seam. Maybe they saw a hole, but either way, that's not going to be too many yards gained. 8 yards to go to be able to extend their drive.
Perhaps one of the newer situations, right? If you just hold down that right trigger, you're just going to sprint in a straight line. It's be really, really hard to try and cut. Getting to the outside, that would have been a significant difference. 4th and 1 as Devonta Smith puts his back foot on that conversion line there. Not quite get to a decision time, but it is Madden, so not much of a decision, perhaps.
Yeah, we saw the auto cue special teams, but no. This is risk-taking time. They're down by 2 scores. Even if it's first quarter, let's just go for it, especially with Hurts. No QB spy, and that is the penalty. Excellent pickup right out to midfield for the first.
Yeah, and even if there was a spy, it needed to be a lot closer than that one. I'm not going to say guarantee, but a pitch across the middle of the field, not going to happen. They had that left side of the field like heavily populated. Spread look on this one. 11 personnel, backs up to it, tries to wing it out, comes down. No, excuse me, does not come down with it. Double coverage, a daring situation, but almost does come down with it.
Yeah, you got to be able to time those acrobatic catches. It opens you up for a really good grab. The problem is if you have 2 players on it, or rather a player with a running start, that hit is going to be able to knock it out, so can't always work. Maybe this one is right across the middle, finding a seam, but again, A.J. Brown can't come down with it, and I have to really feel for Lake Hamilton. I mean, Justin is choosing good options. The problem is he's trying to fit these close seams, and those hits are just a bit too much for the receivers to handle.
Yeah, just not giving them any wiggle room here and playing some solid defense. These corners and safeties are. Wings it out to it, and another one. Goddard, though, the big body, not going to be able to come down with this one either. As his body hits the ground, so does this ball, and now this feels a little bit more like decision time. On the 49, on your own 49, I suppose. 4th and 10, haven't made a passing play in 4.
And he is using the Bills' offensive playbook, a lot of crossing routes, a lot of possession plays, but he needs a lot more yardage. He needs something like that. The problem is that is right in the middle. That's Kendrick with the pick, and he might not be able to house call this one except for some blocks.
Nice.
Big offensive lineman coming over. I believe that's Lane, able to make that tackle.
65, I think, right there. Yeah, the big man finally gets to the corner here. Initial blocks purchased them a little bit more than, call it 7 yards or so more than they would have gotten otherwise. Got a lot of droppers here, anticipating a deep pass. Stafford steps back into the pocket, just dumps it off to the right side, and it's another couple blown tackles. Ferguson leaving a couple ankles on the ground.
Yeah, and this is that skill expression in Madden esports that is so important. Change of direction has gotten a massive overhaul in the past 3 years within the esports. So if you're able to get someone with a high change of direction, or at least just a little shiftiness, you can do a lot of damage. How about this one? Like Quorum, breaking 1, breaking 2, being able to plow even further, getting even closer now inside the red zone.
Cyber Hounds working together as a pack, getting on down to the 20-yard line. It's got to feel like a guaranteed 3, if not 7, onto this board. Defense sending, and they've been really just overutilizing the zone coverage, I would say, especially once you get a little bit closer here. Maybe leave 1, maybe, and I mean maybe 2 across the middle. Other than that, you got to stick to them very closely. Audibles upon audibles.
And trips left, and going to have also the option on the...
Nice.
No, not the play action. Weak side rush, and will be sniffed out immediately by Davis. And that's really important to be able to keep 7 off the board. You do not want to get this too far out of hand, especially as you start going deeper and deeper. But, of course, it's only 2nd and goal. Rams moving so cleanly. Newport High School, Gilbert trying to make sure they get another score on the board. Let's see what they're cooking up as they're taking their time trying to read this defense.
And they could have taken a little bit more time. 10 personnel, no tight ends to be spoken of. Nicely done. That means, with no tight end on the outside, the middle is going to collapse after they're forced to push these defensive ends just a little bit farther to the right and left. Again, pocket just opens up across the middle. There'll be a hit against Stafford. No tight end again? Yeah, no tight end again.
Being able to go out wide. I mean, so many offensive weapons. Look at those stars and the X Factor on the left. A lot of all-star potential here, especially across the middle as Ferguson finds a pocket and is able to pound it through for a 3-score lead.
Nicely done. What is that, 2 on the offense, 1 on the defense, Danger Taco?
Yeah, being able to get the pick 6, highly important. Obviously, huge momentum shifter here in the first quarter, which we're just about done with. And I got to say, I mean, it's just excellent play, being able to get that user control picks, to be able to change that possession now twice. And going forward, I think the biggest thing that we're going to have to see from Lake Hamilton is taking some dares. Maybe that's one of them, but not quite going to work out. Taking it out to the 14. And as they pivot to offense, I mean, you are really just playing, one more play or so up until you get the end of the quarter, switch sides, and focus on just building that possession. You do have a lot of time here, but you can't be trying to force those throws in, especially if you got one player underneath that potentially can get another pick.
It's a fantastic point. It's kind of just like we were talking about in Rocket League earlier, Danger Taco. Whatever the score is at halftime can be undone in the second half. Jalen Hurts cuts it back a little bit now, a little bit farther. It's going to be a loss of 4 yards right here. Can't imagine they're going to hike the ball. Yeah, not going to be able to get set in time. Onto the second quarter we go. So again, not panic time quite yet. Oh no! Get out of here with all this. Get out of here with all this. I heard they'd add. Well, I mean, they added this in college football as well. After the first quarter, they offer that. My goodness.
That's I mean, that's pretty rude. But at the end of the day, no, that's going to be able to go on forward and play this through. Honestly, it's really just something that's really decisive play by the Rams, being able to take that play down. But ultimately, the main thing that I'm looking for from Lake Hamilton is just being able to use your assets, find your passes, because, again, the coverage is really clean, I will say, by the Rams secondary. They're getting hits on receivers. It's just about picking out those options earlier and being able to use that speed afterwards, as that's a ridiculous pop-up and could have been utter disaster.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment right there. 21 points in the first quarter and almost. I mean, those pop-up plays, once it's tipped and kind of a volleyball situation, everybody just tried to get under it. This is how 6 points happens for the defense frequently. And we've already gotten a defensive touchdown so far. Plenty of time with which to work. 3rd and 14 means at least a single moderate, longer range pass. Jalen Hurts back in the gun where it is operated in this game out of Mosley.
Being able to have a lot of trips, and then another play out to Smith, the possession catch,
No.
and he's not able to get the toes down. Honestly, that's more the AI than anything else. The game just didn't get the correct input rate. You can see him trying to get the toes down, but I think just carried it out a little too far. Honestly, a brutal cut here, and he's going to go for it. Honestly, I think just going for broke here in the second half, trying to make up this deficit. Going to be hard enough, but with fast enough players and a good enough decision, can get that off. Problem is pressure gets home.
Yeah, and here's the bad part. When keeping it real goes wrong. When trying for 4th and 10 from your own 10 goes incorrectly. Up 21 points. If this was a real football game with 5 minutes left, you'd see a lot of running here. Maybe from like the 12 or so you could actually get a first down. Obviously not going to be possible from this side. You're going to have Ferguson back as the tight end goes out to Blake Corum. It's another dangerous situation. This is another pop-up play that could have really just resulted in a different way off of some hand fighting, Danger Taco.
Yeah, it honestly looked like the DB actually did get a hand on it. So nearly a pick six going the other way, 90 yards would have been a great way to boost morale. But instead, they're going to have to keep on playing 2nd and goal. Been really solid moving the chains. Newport also finding those corners. Excellent possession catch. Going to put his passing over 100 yards, and now just 1 yard to go to be able to further extend this lead.
Gotta bring back all the way back there, and Kyron Williams just gonna stretch it. 28 points unanswered here from the Los Angeles Rams / Newport High School. Cyberhounds, Gilbert Evans. The hold, that is a miss. That is an uncharacteristic miss. No extra point right here. We stay at 27-point game.
At the end of the day, I mean, still a 4-score difference, and for the most part, if you are on the side of Lake Hamilton, I mean, you got to go for broke and find some way to at least just move the chains a little bit. A couple times they've been looking a little bit deeper down. I think it's so tempting to want to make up all these yardage differences immediately. You want to be able to really just race down the field, which is great. But the thing is, I think these options, they're not necessarily.
Regardless, the way I look at this one is that this the onus in a way in the second half is going to be on the Los Angeles Rams, especially if Philadelphia is able to take one down here from the brink, or just make this a little bit more easy for themselves. Devonta Smith, ball out there. Not going to be caught, excuse me.
A little bit rough. We'll have our 3rd and 13. Again, just these medium yardage situations where you're trying to pick up these big picks. But if he's going to go for 4th anyway, then you could think about it in 2 different options. Hurts across the middle, still going to get tagged here. I think I know what option he was going to go for, but pressure continuing to get home. Rams, we forget. I mean, such an offensive-heavy team, but they have a really good edge rush, and they will get home if you have to take more than about 4 seconds.
Yeah, and like rip and sick left and right. There's a world in which Jalen Hurts gets out from there, scampers forth for at least a little bit, making this a much more reasonable fourth down, batted down, trying to get this one out there. Tight window is exactly where Justin of Lake Hamilton has been able to get this ball out there. Usually it's been an issue of the receiver dropping it, maybe off the result of some hand fighting. That was not the case. Just batted straight down, cornered play, jumped inside, no, dropped. An even better play from the cornerback.
Yeah, really well done. I believe that was DeJean getting that hit late, and that's exactly what you want out of your top-rated cornerback on the roster. But biggest thing is being able to use that speed, get that closing speed, and get those hits. That's exactly what I would say has propelled the Rams forward, at least on their defense. But as we take a look back again at Newport, they're still going to be able to move and use those assets. And that's going to be Ferguson again, a frequent target actually across the middle.
Yeah, this is exactly how they got this in the previous. When there was a turnover on downs, it was Ferguson to the outside, Ferguson, and then the just a fantastic pass from right there, and then obviously the mixed extra point afterwards. First and goal from the 4. I feel like there's definitely some incentive just to run the ball here. There you go.
And as you say that, Kyron Williams going to find that seam on the outside. Not the best interior running back, but always someone you can use that acceleration and find out those corner pylon runs. Extra point this time, trying to put this one to 34. And this one, there will be no mistake. Maybe just screwing around a little bit too much on the other one, but there's certainly no screwing around on this one. We are halfway through the second, and it is just all business coming from Newport.
Yeah, gotta agree with you. We're gonna try and take this one out yet again, get a little bit better field position. And now here's the question: do you try and score as quickly as you can, trust the other side of the ball where there's just not been as much success, and then try and score twice within the same 3 minutes or so? Utilize those timeouts afterwards, or are you just trying to roll down the field and just find 7 here in the first half, Danger Taco?
I think sometimes you just got to trust in the ability to come back. I mean, these halves, there's no accelerated clock. You're playing a full 5 minutes, so being able to play these through, it's a longer time than you might think, especially based on how fast you can move in Madden. The quarters don't really feel nearly as short as it seems, especially if you can find a seam. Barkley, can he have the escape route? Ref, get out of the way. He's trying to mount a comeback, and that is going to be a huge ego boost. Lake Hamilton taking it to the house from a distance.
You ask a question, you get an answer here. Philadelphia and Lake Hamilton are going to try and score as quickly as possible. Trust that side of the ball. That is no extra point made here, so it remains a 28-point game. That effectively removes the mistake that the LA Rams did earlier. See how they're able to move the ball on offense. And hopefully, if you're a Lake Hamilton fan, number 7 seed? No, excuse me, number 5 seed. I don't know why I had that written down as 7. Number 5 seed, see if they're going to be able to come back. Finds a little bit of seam on the side. That's Kyle Whittington. Actually, not sure. Can't remember the first name.
There's too many Kyles in the NFL, but at least for right now, yes. Preventing that kickoff, honestly, really good tackle in the open field on the user control. I mean, so tempting to be able to just try to dive in, take it casual, and then you make one player miss and suddenly it's a house call on the kickoff. Horrible way to get your momentum, but a great way would be to get a stop here, something definitely needed here for Lake Hamilton. Still rocking that zone, very common, but problem is you don't have an overload. That's trips left, and yet it's going to be a handoff, nearly breaking one, with the linebacker pulling him right back down.
Yeah, so this has been Cyber Hounds more opting for the Blake Corum over Kyron Williams. I think Blake Corum, more of a unstoppable force, right? Kyron Williams is more of a wily back that can really twist and turn, get away from some. Obviously, a little bit shorter as well. From the gun here. Audibles upon audibles. You only got a couple of seconds left, my friend. That's going to be another run to the right side, and Blake Corum finds even less success. Lost the 2 yards that they just got here. Cyberhounds did.
Yeah, it looks like we will not get a snap off, so we're going to go and let that clock go right down, fast forward to the 2-minute warning. And therefore, we'll see just really what they're going to keep on going. A lot of runs so far, just trying to run clock and be able to get this game over with. Even with a lead, you want to do that clock management as much as possible, especially since the offense has scored. And now you're going deep, trying to extend. Excellent bat down. And I would say that's a stop, but you never really know coming into this next play, setting up the defense just in case because, yep, of course, why not just go for it? An aggressive call right here, especially on the comeback attempt on the other side of the pitch.
Up 28, why not? Deep zone coverage favored for a solid third of this defense here. They'll be dropping back. This may leave the middle of the field open. It is wide open. Devontae Adams cutting to the outside, trying to stop this clock. To get to the outside, not 100% sure. I thought running a lot of this would have been more ideal here, and that is exactly where Gilbert is going to be able, or is going to utilize.
Yeah, it's such a brutal thing to play against the Rams. They have so many offensive weapons, and they're going to try and use them deep downfield, and that safety was there, but it's Ferguson on the user control, bringing back the catch. Gilbert Ford of Newport High School continues just keeping on rolling, getting another first down and at a distance as well.
I believe that's Adams on the outside that they brought back down. Now, more audibles right here, so I'm going to spread them out maybe a little bit more. I can anticipate attacking the middle of the field yet again. This has been actually Ferguson to the corner, though. Well, it's going to be Ferguson to the other side. Hit Ford. That's going to be a pickup about 9. Yeah, 2nd and 1 right here. Minute left to go in almost guaranteed points territory, Danger Taco.
Well, it's funny to see just how many options you do have within all of this receiving core. Ferguson has been heavily used, and why not if you got to pick out the open players, or you just try to find those seams, of which there is very little. You got Jalen Carter on the inside for the Eagles. It's always a nice run stopper, so I'm sure as long as it's going to be a run play, honestly, a decent amount of chances to get these stops, but now as we go to the 4-6, let's see if they can prevent that short yardage or even another touchdown, as that's going to be a play action, quick fade. Puka Nakua, I mean, just got crunched there.
Now here's where your commentators say decision time, but it's not at all, so maybe that's a more accurate call, right? 4th and 3 from the 7. Move them around just a little bit. Got 25 seconds or so to do so. Obviously, second timeout used the most previously, and now it's going to be changing things up just a little bit more. I'm actually liking what I see on the defensive side. I just maybe want a little bit of a spread. Defender gets there immediately. Oh, man, the diving attempt, but going to be able to make this one in. We have a 35-point game.
Yeah, and stuff like this can be so brutal because, honestly, really good defensive plays overall, but there's just these chunk plays, these massive gains that were able to be made by Lake Hamilton. 2 fourth-down conversions as well. So being able to go for the risk is not much risky when you trust in your playbook. And, man, the Rams are so brutal with kind of these outlet passes out to the running back, especially a running back that can catch and has that quick acceleration to get away from that first tackler. I mean, that's a heartbreaker, you got to say, for Lake Hamilton, but still plenty of time. Maybe not much in this half, but the second half is going to have to be quite the miracle. Maybe Barkley can work one right here, but not going to break another long one.
They are going to utilize their second timeout as well, so at least try for this one. 8 seconds means that they'll be able to call a timeout on the backside of this. Trusting a player like Saquon Barkley with their stats in game and whatnot, I'm not against this whatsoever. You know, definitely don't run it with Jalen Hurts, but I'm not against trying to find a little bit of something. Maybe changing this one up and now going to the air. No, not even play action. Saquon Barkley is just going to be used to block. 4 seconds to go here. Either Hail Mary or just run this ball on out.
Yeah, honestly, it's anyone's option. Honestly, Hail Mary, I've never seen in Madden really outside of viral clips go for a touchdown just because the deep coverage, batted balls is so strong. Yeah, I don't really mind, just running a regular play, especially these crossing routes. You can find a lot of different options, especially Barkley kind of loaded up in the slot. But either way, you're going to have to find someone, and maybe you just got to chuck it to someone like Goddard. That's going to be, unfortunately, another pick. And beyond that, not a lot of speed on the outside, but a lot of blockers not able to get through the wedge. And that is how it's going to end. Third pick of the day for our Newport High School side. They're going to go into half with a hefty lead to protect.
Yeah, hefty lead. Call those an arm punt, right? Just chuck it up on up there. If your guy comes down with it, fantastic. You know, especially if they get it done in 3 seconds somehow. Maybe even kick a field goal if that's not a bad word within Madden 26 these days. But otherwise, you know, they're going to have a lot of green on the interception to have to come back at, and no offensive play on the other side. So second half we go. Eagles will receive. Let's hope this is the start of something beautiful, a little bit of a comeback for these Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, being able to get the comeback, I mean, bit by bit. There's a reason why the Eagles are one of the most chosen rosters in Madden competitive, because they have a lot of assets. Defense pretty solid as well, but ultimately it is the run-and-gun quarterback. It's multiple receivers with great hands across the middle, and of course, it's the cover athlete, Barkley. But the thing is, it's one thing to get a lot of yards. It's one thing to be able to get through the coverage. Maybe you just got to use your star players. Great broken tackle. Another shed by Barkley. How about a third? Taking basically the entire secondary to bring him down. Massive gain to start off the half.
Yeah, they're just trying to escort him all the way down there and not bring him on down to the ground. Fantastically done. We can kind of see that play run in the background as well. I mean, the only reason you wouldn't want to run plays is just because of the score differential, like on paper, quote unquote. Well, how about this? 111 yards for Saquon Barkley, and 80 of those or so came on the very first play. It was the very first run for him, which was an absolute bomb to the end, or him running an absolute bomb all the way to the end, I should say.
Little trick pass, but still going to go short. And at least a decent chip play, getting some yardage. And honestly, I'm fine with this. This is actually what I wanted to see out of Lake Hamilton, because if you do have these small yardage situations, you can pick up small first downs, because it feels like they're going for these like 15-yard, 20-yard crossing plays, and they're not getting completions. And ultimately, they're not getting any yards. First down's a lot easier when at least you have a couple shots and only 3 to go. A couple fades across the middle, but a lot of hot routes, trying to change things up, since clearly what's working previously has not. Apparently the rush off the gun, not quite what was needed.
Nobody getting picked up right there. Loss of about 1 yard, maybe 2 right there for Saquon Barkley. A passing times and least projected. That is a lot of crossing routes. They are rub plays if you're on the offense. They're horrible, terrible pick plays if you're on the defense. Oh, no!
An open receiver, I think it was seen a little late, but hey, man, the hands on the D-line right now are elite for the Rams, getting a lot of deflections in. Newport bringing the pressure, not shying away and just playing for time, you know, giving up some short plays. They really want to make sure that if you're going to use Hurts as your quarterback, you're going to have to be run and gun. You're going to have to get out of the pocket, because we will collapse it over time. And now here's another chance for a clutch defensive stop. 4th and 4.
Got a lot of green to your left side as well of Hurts, and Cyberhounds can't find anything down the field. Scamper ahead for 4. You run up 2, you can get there from 4, and yeah, Barkley is what's opted for. Maybe a quick pump to there. Then I'm going to the wide receiver. There's just a couple of steps in front of him with the corner, almost on the 40-yard hash marks on the other side.
I think he got caught by an auto action where sometimes you can chuck that pass. If you catch it on the inside of your body, you can get tackled forward into the first down, but I think he got caught on a cut. And then right as Barkley was going to the sideline, he's only going to go laterally. And this time it's Stafford going to go pretty far back. Sack loss of 10.
Wow.
Good to see the pressure get home, and now let's see if they can capitalize on that again.
The corners are going to be winded just from coming all the way down from there. They've been dropped into deep zones so frequently here for this Eagles defense, trying to prevent from the deeper pass, but frequently have left, like we said earlier, middle of the field, wide open. Bond user controlled, and even without that one, Corum breaks it across 1, breaks it across 2, and it's an armed tackle, and just hold on for dear life for number 21 on the other side. A couple good attempts to just trying to hit him real hard, shake this ball loose perhaps, or maybe even cause an incompletion for Lake Hamilton. Can't quite get it done after this one is broken off to the flats. Blake Corum gets stuffed by 2 right there after getting up for about 4.
I mean, we were casting Madden the other day, Tug, and this is a very common thing, is that if you have great receivers, that's awesome, and that takes away a lot of your secondary, but it's very hard to get a quality matchup on who's coming out of the backfield right there. Obviously, you see Zach Bond going to be covering running back. He's been a favorite target, but other than that, the blitz does continue to get home. I will say that is something maybe to be considered on some of these plays. Bring the pressure. The gap's starting to open up on the Rams' offensive line. Going to be another decent loss and maybe a chance to get another stop and try and force another long yardage 4th down conversion. However, you also do have long gaps in the secondary. Another possession catch. That's going to be a nice first down up to the 27.
Yeah, and attacking the corners here in the outside of the field right along that sideline is going to be one of the few ways that zone defense going to come up lacking. Shot to the middle after Tutu Atwell cuts to the middle of the field very, very quickly. A really, really hard angle. That's just hard to read no matter who you are. Man coverage, zone coverage doesn't matter.
He probably could have ISO'd that DB and taken him on, but I think he just wanted to get the yardage down, just kind of dunk in, maybe get a free play before the end of the third, or no, doesn't want to keep press on the gas. He's going to let it off a little bit, and that will be 3 quarters of play. No score here, but obviously you can tell by our box score that clearly the offense has been doing a work and a half here for Newport High School. Our second seed really just trying to continue to cruise and get another score to just try to put an icing on a cake.
Yeah, and might have been a little bit of like, hey, that was first down. Let's pick up 8, giving ourselves the opportunity to pick up another first down right here. Don't want to waste this out too much because, time is not on your side if you are Lake Hamilton. Shot out to it. This will not keep the clock running, so only 3 seconds of that precious time actually wasted out, but with runners like Kyron Williams, runners like Blake Corum, both of whom can catch passes in the backfield off to the flats and then just scamper ahead for a couple. It means you have plenty of options, Danger Taco.
Yeah, especially trying to use Jalen Carter outside rush and actually drops into coverage. Yep. I like that. It took away one option, but not the other. But honestly, there's so many on this Rams offense. Atwell again coming into play. Little crossing route possession catch to burn even more time.
Yeah, it's about 25 seconds at least burned off every single time, and out of 5, that means you do not have a whole lot. Blake Corum, it's the yards after contact as well. That yak. That is exactly how the Los Angeles Rams will burn out this precious, precious grains of sand in the hourglass that remains in this NFL game.
And some more handed off. Kyron Williams, I mean, what a day that you can have from a player like this. A tactical dive, actually, to burn even more time. Gets the first, and now inside the 1. I mean, I think already Newport is feeling pretty confident they're going to be able to handle this lead, but I do like the tactical decisions of specifically trying to waste down this clock as much as possible.
Yep, and after they let that left side collapse, in real life, Kyron Williams will be really salty about this. In Madden, this is a fantastic play move to just open up that side. Even if you pulled these guys off and if you pulled one guy off to kind of allow him to scamper on in just so you get the ball back. I mean, at this point, 35-42, the difference isn't that big because what you have to do to come back in this game is equally as monumental, right? Anything past 3, really, especially once you get in the fourth quarter, is going to be getting into there's not enough chronological resource with which to come back.
Yeah, especially we can see a little bit of that accelerated clock. That is going to be our 2-minute warning in the 4th. Clearly, Gilbert Ford of Newport High School putting in the work. I mean, going through a decently hefty bracket. Obviously, as a higher seed, you got to grind it out, but can't always have these clean sheets. They had to go through their 3rd seed in the semifinals live on LAN earlier, so well-deserved plays and obviously well-deserved offense. I mean, who else? It's Ferguson. They've been involved heavy, often, and now late for another score as they're trying to extend the lead again up to 48 on the day.
That was 2nd, maybe 3rd for Ferguson. Heavily utilized. I haven't really seen a whole lot from other Los Angeles Rams tight ends. Perhaps this is Cyberhounds just knowing, hey, this guy has got the juice. Bigsby tries to bring this one out. Actually does break 1, but then has to contend with the singular undefeated opponent, and that is, of course, the sideline. No decision times here for the Philadelphia Eagles. You're going to play until this whistle. You're going to try and score just as often as you possibly can. That should be off the back of deep passes and whatnot. It's an option. Yeah, going to be an option pitch that at least starts there. Middle of the field opens up, and they charge down for it. Maybe a little bit of writing on the wall, Danger Taco.
Yeah, I think understandably they know that this game is a little out of their grasp, little game, not necessarily gamesmanship, more sportsmanship, just saying, okay, we'll keep this one going. We'll play it out, why not? But, we can go with some rushes. And, hey, what do you know, Barkley, your X-Factor athlete on the offense, able to break another big one. I mean, as you can see, 5 rushes, 129 yards. Thing is, in the current Madden meta, you need passing, you need it often, you need it consistent, and turnovers were just a little too much this time around. Still, Newport High School, I mean, showing good spirits on this one as they going to be closing this one out, as surely this will be our final drive of this AAA championship.
Hands that one off to Barkley. Have to assume that's going to be the case. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Lake Hamilton and how their blitz got there in the second half. If you had brought this closer to just a little bit more reasonable, I believe that was 31-6 or so going into, or no, excuse me, 41-6? No, not 41-6. Sorry about that. I can't do math. There was a significant, like, 3 or 4 score advantage going into that second half. If you bring this one back from the brink and make this, 14, even 11-point differential, I think some of the defensive adjustments that you've seen Justin of Lake Hamilton utilize here within this ever so crucial second half, then at the absolute least, this scoreboard looks a whole lot different. And of these, 54 points between these two teams, it's a lot more evenly matched.
Yes, but at least for right now, they're just going to be getting some chip yardage, and that'll be another quick little gain across the middle on the slant. So maybe see a potential score here. We're trying to take timeouts here. You can tell all he really wants right now, Justin, is to be able to get a score on the board, bring it to double digits. And honestly, I've been there before. Just get out of here with some more stats and be able to have a more respectable score line, especially if you do have a couple in the corner. User control, Brown in the end zone. Can't quite bring it home, but I liked the placement on it.
Yeah, maybe a half second earlier or so, and you would be looking at, assumingly, you'd go for 2 here and make it 14-48, which, Danger Taco, to your point, feels so much better than 6-48, right? 6-48, people are going to look at the scoreline and be like, oh, you got a couple of field goals. Good job, buddy. No one's thinking that one. About a 14, perfectly timed user pick, and this game is now officially over. I should say, can't imagine they're going to do anything but run one play, and then that'll actually be the end of it. So,
well, if they went for a kneel, it would auto count down, despite the fact that Philly does have a timeout. But yeah, they're just going to run one more play. I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily a situation where they want to go for one more, but it seems like they're at least going to try for one as they just chuck this one deep. And what do you know? It's going to be Devontae Adams. I think he's trying actually to get hit from behind, and he will. Yeah, timeout from the right. Oh, wow. Okay, this is just greedy. He took the timeout down on the one just to be able to run one more play. I mean, you know what? If you have the advantage, why not extend it? Kyron Williams, why not just get in there once again?
Yeah, so maybe there's sportsmanship, and then there's a little bit of extracurriculars, a little bit extra fun afterwards. 55-6. Now with 13 seconds left, I'm not going to call the end of this game again because it feels like both of these teams are willing to play this one out until it actually says triple zeros. But a huge shout out to Newport High School Cyber Hounds. There's Gilbert there, as well as the coaching staff. That is Trey Lohr has been helping Cyber Hounds out, not only get to this point, but also really lay down the log here in championships. Also shout out, of course, Justin of Lake Hamilton and Cole Pitts. Yes, that is Cole Pitts over there for the number 5 seeds team. Coaching staff there, making sure that their young folks have the opportunity to be supported as best as possible within Scholastic Esports.
But, of course, it's one thing to be supported, it's another thing to be celebrated, and that's exactly what we're trying to do here with Newport High School's Gilbert Ford taking it home 55-6, leaving absolutely no doubt that they are the best that Arkansas's AAA conference has to offer for Madden Esports. Excellently done. Taking it home, not only on the offense, obviously, but 4 picks by my count to be able to bring this one home. So clearly the defense stepping up. And in a pass-heavy meta, if you can get that many user-controlled picks, like you mentioned also on that perfect timing near the end, I mean, it's no surprise. High seed taking it home. Best of luck in the future to Justin Gomez-Sanchez over there on Lake Hamilton, but just not their year. But I don't think anyone is beating Gilbert the way that they were playing tonight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Cyberhounds is able to. There was dominance in pretty much every factor of the field, except for his core special teams. Wasn't like any kind of crazy returns. The only one of any substance did come from this Rams squad, this winning Rams squad. That got him a little bit extra, right? Several attempts there from the Eagles, and they did get chunk yardage here and there, but nothing super significant. More so, just like better to take it out than not. A fantastic one. I kind of want to revisit my point a little bit, and that is simply that it seems like if the defense of the second half had mirrored the first, right, and there was a little bit less time that was required to just kind of figure it out on defense for this Eagle squad, for Lake Hamilton and Justin, then I feel like this would be a lot more of the last gasp, last chance, chuck it up, hope for the best type situation for the side of the Eagles.
Yes, you want to be able to, get your play together. You want to be able to, chuck it deep and get your points on the board. But ultimately, sometimes you start off with momentum. You're able to carry it through. Honestly, not really any point in which we saw that kind of falter through, but I think that's also to be expected. I mean, we did see leading into that semifinals, we actually had Gilbert get a 31-8 victory. So a little bit lower scoring, but clearly, as you can say, he's got his plays locked in and also using every single option. That's one thing that I think we talk about when you often look at Madden. You see all these high-rated players. Puka Nacua, one of the highest-rated receivers. You have Devontae Adams, also superstar trait receiver that you can utilize. But then, honestly, we just mostly saw coming out of the backfield, get it over to Williams or get it over to Ferguson, just using your kind of ulterior options. And when you have a passing field where you have 2-star receivers and a really good tight end option and also halfback, I mean, that is too much to handle even for some of the better defenses that you can play.
I have to agree. Blake Corum over Kyron Williams, Jake Ferguson over two absolutely talented wide receivers there. Now, Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell, Adams obviously all came in and had value in this one. Tutu Atwell, I mean, that was kind of the nail in the coffin, the final icing on the cake that was Gilbert's victory within this Arkansas championship, right? But the utilization of characters, like, part of it is not expecting this, right? Part of it is like, okay, well, on paper, we know that, say Saquon Barkley can just get away from tackles, right? We know that Puka Nacua is just really, really great at, like, off-body catches away from his body, and the numbers reflect that. These are not the methods in which Gilbert went forth and won this game.
No, at the end of the day, they did go forward and win this game. So, of course, congrats to Lake Hamilton, taking one of their many teams, actually, all the way to the final. But ultimately, it is Gilbert Ford taking it down. So thank you to them for putting in a great season. Better luck next time to their competitors. But, of course, we got to thank the people that make a competition like this possible. One more time, we got to give it up for Respawn because, as you may be aware watching this, the road to the Play vs. Cup has begun. The best high school teams across the U.S. and Canada will once again gather to determine who is the best of the best and crown an ultimate champion. So again, thank you so much to our Play vs. Cup sponsor, Respawn. And fun fact, if you're like, well, I want Respawn stuff, you can use code Play vs. Team to get an extra 10% off the sale price at respawnproducts.com. And that is their store to be able to get anything Respawn, of course, sponsoring the Play vs. Cup and the road to it that we are watching right now. And that should do it for us here at Tug. I mean, another satisfying Madden conclusion here for the Arkansas Activities Association. And honestly, something to think about of what comes a little bit later on, potentially, in their Scholastic esports careers, as you might be able to talk on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you and I get to cover collegiate esports all of the time, and this is the basis upon which those careers are laid. There's loads and loads of different colleges and universities. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about one of them. That is Play vs. Recruit. Folks, are you still figuring out what exactly it is that you want to do after high school? Well, what if gaming could take you there? Play vs. Recruit is a free platform that connects you directly with collegiate esports programs across the U.S. and Canada. Now, if you want to get discovered and get recruited over here and turn your passion into your path, well, you can sign up over there at playversus.com/recruit. Esports, not just a hobby, collegiate opportunity. And this is kind of what we've been talking about all the way through. Simply getting here, simply competing, right? Simply competing in person is the first step in so many ways for some of the best collegiate players across this country and across the world, right? Those are the sorts of experiences and the kind of competitions that you need under your belt to go forth and be super, super serious with an esports, because I guarantee you, if a top esports career as a player is really, really what you want your future to hold, then you cannot anticipate just playing online constantly. You got to be traveling. You got to be playing on the lights, the sounds. How did I put it earlier? Lovers and enemies. Everybody's going to be watching, right?
Yes, everyone will be watching, and of course, only some will be celebrating. Again, congrats so much to Newport High School. That's Gilbert Ford rocking an excellent run through the bracket as the second seed, taking home a dominant grand final victory. Like Hamilton High School, Justin Gomez-Sanchez, best of luck next semester. But for right now, that's going to do it here for us at Tug. It's been a pleasure being in the booth with you for both Rocket League and Madden here for the Arkansas Activities Association. But we got some more stuff coming your way a little bit later on in the week. week, it is the Arizona Interscholastic Association doing some of their playoffs. That is going to be taking place both tomorrow and Saturday. So if you guys are into interscholastic esports, you guys want to see a couple different esports, I believe League of Legends going to be coming down the pike for you, then certainly make sure to tune into then. Tug, thank you again for sharing the booth with me. You want to say anything to the lovely people before we let them get back to the rest of their evening?
Yeah, no, just a fantastic time. I really appreciate all of you for watching, obviously. And again, these kind of opportunities did not exist when we were a little bit younger and going through high school and college and whatnot. And I'm very, very glad that that has changed. And there's the kind of opportunities that exist right now, not just within Arkansas, not just within Arizona, but across the U.S. and, of course, Canada. Always a good time with you, Danger Taco. Appreciate y'all for watching. And we will catch you on the flip side.